3, 2, 1, let's go.
Time to start.
Number one podcast on at this current moment on this channel. Number one podcast that's talking about movies that.
All right,
also,
so are you keeping?
I'm not done. I wasn't done with my thing.
Up.
You shut the fuck up.
Are you keeping the Quiet Place thing on its own then?
Yeah. No, this
okay,
is,
so then what podcast number is this then?
This is episode 13? Is that right? I think it's 13. Episode 13. Unlucky number. Oh shit, we should have waited a week because next week is Friday the 13th.
Was last week Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're number 13.
Yeah, we're on number 13, baby. Quiet Place is its own thing. Because we only talked about that, so fuck it. It's its own thing. And I didn't want to record a whole podcast that day because I was tired. And I didn't want to talk about some Marvel bullshit, okay? Anyway, besides A Quiet Place, which we're not talking about in this podcast, I don't know why I said that. All we're going to be talking about in this episode is Marvel. We're catching up with Marvel.
We're still playing catch up.
We're still playing catch up, but we're getting there because we just watched all of the movies up until what's after Avengers 2?
That's the war?
Ant-Man. No,
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. So we watch everything up to Ant-Man. He's watched more than that. I've watched them all, so technically I'm caught
he's watched them. Yeah, you've watched them all.
But I'm rewatching.
I have only seen a handful of these ever before we started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as of now, because once you get the ball rolling, like I think once you hit Winter Soldier,
yeah,
it's all gold from there.
Yeah, for the most part.
So I think and this is only from memory. I think the only dip that we see later on is like Guardians 2, I think, right?
Yeah, but Guardians 2 I still really liked.
Yeah, I think that's the only dip in terms of quality, in terms of everything else. Everything else is super solid, I think.
Well, wait, after you said Winter Soldier, right? A lot of people
starting at Winter Soldier.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of people would say Avengers 2 is a dip, to be fair. Because I know you wouldn't, but a lot of people would.
We'll talk. Yeah. So the thing about this is I'm going in blind to a lot of these. Aside from like spoilers, like I know, I know Falcon makes it, through everything. Yeah. Because you see the Infinity War trailer and all that, but it's interesting because I'm going in with like no expectations of this, whereas like you and everyone else has been like this is 10 years in the making. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is 10 years in the making for you, and it's been about 3 months in the making for me.
Well, ever since Sam Jackson came out and said, "Iron Man, motherfucker, you want to be a part of the Avengers?" Everybody in my theater started just beating it hard, and it was like a surround sound of jerks. That was it. Just everybody was like excited. I was excited too. I didn't even know what the fuck that meant. I mean, I know what the Avengers were, but I didn't know it meant like we're gonna have to wait, I guess, 4 years for the Avengers and 10 years for them all to die. But and they're not all gonna die. I have a feeling this movie's not going to be as grim as they keep saying. But
I think Infinity War is gonna have some repercussions, but I think the majority of it's gonna be the next one.
Yeah, the next one will.
Because I'm sure that like the subtitle is gonna be like something. Yeah. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna die.
Well, they already said that the reason why, or this is a rumor actually, the reason why they haven't said is because it's going to have the next one's going to have a title that will make you cry. Which I'm like,
yeah, because originally
it's going to be called Avengers Justice League. That's why. That'll make me cry. Or Avengers
X-Men Unite.
Avengers Malekith from Thor 2 is back or some shit. I'm like, oh,
what if
oh god.
They walk up to Thanos, so he's knocked out. They pull his mask off, and it's that guy.
Oh, it's Malekith, or it's Steppenwolf.
It's like Scooby Doo.
It's Steppenwolf. Oh yeah, they all catch him. He's like tied up and shit.
Yeah.
They take off his mask. Steppenwolf. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you, Cap, your iron suit, and that meddling raccoon. Yeah. Nailed it.
No, so I think there's definitely gonna be like some death to at least, because if there's no deaths in Infinity War, I'd be kind of shocked.
You know what? We should make our predictions on who's gonna die. Not now, but before it comes out, we should do like predictions.
We should do that. Make a bingo card or something like that.
Oh, let's do a bingo card. It's good. Randomize it. All the ones that we definitely think will have a chance of dying.
So it's gonna be okay. So this is a conversation for the podcast, but we're gonna need to talk about like the schedule of how we record that spoiler cast.
Right.
Because I have company that night that's actually gonna be like waiting around. Yeah, I need to. We're able to record a spoiler cast. We'll figure it out. But just a heads up, just so I remember, because I'll forget telling you that later on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
tell them to leave.
But now I've seen all of them though.
Yeah.
I had to binge because Ant-Man was like literally one of the ones I wanted to watch before I even gave a shit about Marvel, because it sounded so stupid, and it is. It's fun.
It is fun. It knows it's stupid.
And then ironically enough, like Civil War is also, even though like even before I even knew like what Ant-Man was, I always knew about the Civil War timeline in Marvel. I thought that'd always be a really cool timeline or story to see. So that was also a movie I wanted to watch. And after I was done with Ultron, I was like, fuck it, just watch the two that I've been wanting to watch forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those are the next two. So. And
then Doctor Strange too, because I heard people like everyone's always been telling me that being as someone like super into visuals, that would be a fun one to watch.
Doctor Strange, I really like. I mean, it's a generic origin story, sure, but so is Black Panther, and if you just do it well, then that really doesn't matter.
So I think those three will be super fun to talk about next.
Doctor Strange, I will warn you, it has when it comes to its sense of humor, it's a little bit less.
It's dry.
No, it's not even that it's dry. It's a little less smart, I would say. It's dry also at times, but there's times where they have those kind of jokes where it's like referencing something in the real world or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that.
That's the only thing I would say. Like, there's gonna be a couple moments where I think you'll probably go, ugh.
I already watched it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I thought you said that was the last one you needed to watch.
No, I said that was the last one I needed to watch. Oh, that was the last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already watched it.
Did you cringe?
No, we'll talk about it.
No, tell me. I want to know. Fuck this.
Tune in next time.
All right, fine.
But
today,
talk
about cringe. Talking about cringe.
A real movie. That's right. Talking about Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, not Ragnarok. All right, so we'll be talking about Thor 2, Cap 2, Guardians. No, wait. Yeah, that's the right order, right? Thor 2, Cap 2, Guardians 1, and Avengers 2. So there you go. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. So we'll be caught up with not caught up, but we'll be catching up, I should say. Because now we used to have to do just one every week, and then we skipped so many weeks. Now we have to do 4. So,
and then they also brought it back a week too.
Yeah. Yep. So we lost some time. Hey, I'm okay with getting to see that movie.
That's fine. Personally, I like binging media a lot more than taking it like week by week.
But not when it's stuff like this, which is Thor.
So this is, Thor was like the last like reluctant watch, kind of Guardians, because I've also seen that.
Right.
But like after Guardians, Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, and Doctor Strange are all movies I really wanted to watch. So that was an easy binge for me.
So this one. All right, so Thor: The Dark World. I haven't seen it since it came out. And I remember liking it when I first watched it, and I don't know why, but I did.
Didn't we do this bit where I think I pull out your review and you're like, it was pretty good?
Yeah, but I liked it when it first came out. I did. I don't remember why though. I can't remember like I just watched this movie again, and I'm trying to bring myself 5 years back, and like, oh, did I like this scene back then? I don't think I did. Did I? I guess I did because I liked it. So I'm assuming I like this scene. You know,
it's not a bad movie. Like,
no, I wouldn't say any.
There's
Marvel
bad
movies,
but this is definitely mediocre.
Yeah, yeah.
Which sucks because like it being so far up at the phase at this point, you know, like,
yeah,
it's such a weird outlier because like everything else is like starting to get stride. It's all going like it's starting to snowball into something really cool, and then you get this.
I think the director is a hack. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Okay. Alan Taylor is the director of this. And I thought this, when it comes to direction wise, I thought it was lame as hell. I also thought he did a movie after this, Terminator Genesis, which I also thought the direction was lame as hell. He only did those 2 movies, and I wouldn't call either one of them bad. But he came from Game of Thrones, where he had all this. Like, he did a couple of the really big episodes at the time of Game of Thrones, right? Did he do, like, the battle of, what was it called?
I think he did at the end of season 1, right?
Oh, did he do that one? What's the one with the boat where the boat explodes? I thought he did that one.
Which one?
I don't know. I can't.
No, so
remember
repeat what you said. Sorry.
No, it was the one where the Tyrion threw the thing at the boat and it exploded and everybody blew up or whatever.
The Battle of Blackwater.
Yeah, that one. I think he did that episode. I'm pretty sure that's him. I could be wrong.
I'll look it up. But keep going.
I think it's him. So when I was watching Thor, I was like, why is all the action shitty? Well, it's great in a. This is a $180 million blockbuster. Game of Thrones, I'm assuming each episode has a few $1 million, of course, at least. Why does that look so much better? Like, and choreography wise, and like, of course, characters. I mean, Game of Thrones, just character wise, is way better than anything in Marvel. But I don't care about anything in Thor.
He didn't do Blackwater.
He didn't. Well, okay. What did he do? Do you know?
He did do the episode before and after Blackwater, though.
Which one was the? You don't need to spoil it, but do you know anything about those episodes?
I will say that the last episode of season 2 is Valar Morghulis.
Okay, that was the one with.
Yeah, so don't say it, but you know what that is.
Yeah.
He did episode 1 and 2 there.
Okay.
Of that season, so he directed 4 episodes of season 2.
Okay.
He did the 9th episode and 10th episode of season 1.
Okay, the 9th episode was great.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he's done anything.
Action-wise, but you know, actually had some good action.
Okay, so those season 2 was his last. No. Actually, what the fuck? Season 7? He did Beyond the Wall this season.
Oh, did he? Oh. Wait, no. Beyond the Wall was the one that was kind of a disappointment, wasn't it?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but wasn't the action good in that? The action was pretty good. I don't want to spoil it.
Not to turn this into there, but there's a lot of holes in that episode.
Yeah, no, there is.
That you could pick through. But he's also done Lost, too. And let me look through those episodes, see if those were good.
I'm just kidding.
Because there's definitely some episodes on there that are, like, superb. But,
I guess he's just...
He did some of The Sopranos.
Okay. All right, that's a great show. I mean, I haven't seen it. I know it's a great show, though. Did you do Breaking Bad? I bet you did, too. I wouldn't be surprised.
I can check.
No,
he did. He only did 1 episode of Lost.
Let me see.
From what I remember, I don't remember that one being that amazing.
Yeah.
He did some Mad Men.
So he does a lot of great TV stuff. So I don't understand why he went to movies and it was bad.
So if
I think he's a bad director. I really
let me double check this.
Let
me double check this.
Okay, go ahead.
And
he's an old dude. He's like almost 60 years old. So he's been around. I just don't know why. Like, I get a Kenneth Branagh for Thor, and I get, like, the guy that did Ant-Man.
When did Dark World came out? 2013.
Yeah. And then Terminator was 2 years after that.
Here's why, I think, is because he was directing episodes of Game of Thrones in 2011 and 2012.
Okay, so he was getting popular.
I'm thinking Marvel picked him up.
Yeah.
Because of him doing Game of Thrones.
Right.
Because I mean, you could figure the tone of Dark World you would think coincides with like some Game of Thrones, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I've been listening to a lot of stuff about Dark World because that one intrigues me the most because I don't understand what happened, and I think. Do you know any of the backstory behind all this?
About like what some of the issues, some
of the problems with some of the background drama with Dark World.
Well, I know like Anthony Hopkins doesn't like doing these movies, and I know he was a problem, especially in the first movie. So I know that. I know the guy that played Malekith was like, all right, well, I was supposed to make this character all cool and stuff, and they cut all my shit and made me just like this guy that just walks around and goes, or whatever, like, and I don't know, that's about all I know. What else?
Okay.
What else?
So Patty Jenkins was originally supposed to direct this.
I'm glad she decided not to.
Well, so what happened,
not that would coincide,
and this is all from recollection, because it's been, I think, a couple of days since I've done all this. Natalie Portman pushed for Patty Jenkins to direct.
Okay.
And Marvel was like, but Portman like pushed her hard, and they're like, all right, fine. They did that, and she had a stern idea of what she wanted, and Marvel was like, no, we don't want to do that. So then they fired Portman, and apparently it was like a lot more of a drama thing than they made it out to be, because they were like, oh, we had creative differences, like we're parting ways, but like apparently it was like pretty much of a clusterfuck in the back.
Right.
I think Kind of Funny's podcast were saying this was they were saying like, yeah, Patty Jenkins wasn't hurrying up the schedule, even though it should have been. She didn't even have a script.
Huh. All right.
So it was pretty shitty, and then that led to Natalie Portman being pissed off. That's why she never came back.
Perfectly fine.
And which I think also the final shot, the post credit or mid credits, that wasn't even her.
What was the mid credit? I didn't even watch it.
That was Thor kissing her.
Huh?
So that wasn't even her. Because she was pissed off at that point.
That's great.
And what was it? Then they brought this guy in, and from what I remember reading about that side, it was I think he was Marvel basically did the whole like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite thing, where they're like, no, we need you to do this, this, and that, and he's like, this isn't even what the fuck I wanted to do.
All right.
So Marvel totally like did not get the vision of this at all, and that fucked up the entirety of all that, and it was a clusterfuck of a movie.
Yeah,
it shows.
All right, so I don't blame him exactly. I just don't think when it comes to movies, he's quite got it. That's why he hasn't directed another movie since. I mean, it's only been 3 years, but he doesn't even have like anything in the works. I don't think. I just looked it up. I didn't see anything. Because like this movie, no one really liked. I mean, it did well, but no one really liked it. I'm sure there's some people that liked it, but
there's someone out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I didn't hate it, but Terminator, no one liked. Literally no one except James Cameron for some reason, because they gave him a lot of money. That's about it. But I'm sure if they asked him now, he'd be like, "Nah, that movie's a piece of shit." But yeah, I don't know. I watched 2 movies of his, and both of them, when it comes to the direction, like the movies aren't terrible. Just direction wise, it's just like so flat, and the characters are so boring, and the actors aren't really trying. And whoever thought Kat Dennings was funny needs to be fucking fired immediately, because she's the most annoying fucking character.
Really,
I thought she was fucking annoying.
I have like a crush on her, so like a lot of it like passed for me. But like I know she was really badly written. She was really badly written.
Yeah. And
like
badly performed too.
So some of like those jokes just were so cringe. Like it was the most like sitcom-y, like my name's not that. Like, you know, called the intern the wrong name.
Yep.
And they did the kissing joke twice.
Yeah.
It was so. You know, I like
and
her.
Calling
honestly.
the hammer meow meow or whatever. Like I don't.
Yeah,
I'm good.
It was. Yeah, I like her a lot, which sucks. She was so badly written.
I don't mind her. Like, what was that? The Playlist movie? I thought she was good in that. What was it called? Nick and
Noah's Infinite Playlist.
I don't know. Nick and Nora Make a Porno. I don't know. That one. I love that one.
No, like I like her, but that sucks because personally, and I know I'm gonna get flack for it, I liked her in Thor.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thor
whatever.
1, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. She's barely in it, so I'm all right. But here, like every time they come back to Earth, she's like waka waka. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, she's got to be like there's always like someone trying to make those funny jokes, and it's like, don't make the funny jokes because they're not funny.
She reminds me of like Jar Jar Binks. Like, just shut the fuck up. Every time they're on screen, they have to do something wacky and funny.
Yeah, like the rain scene.
Which one was that? Oh yeah, because the rain cloud. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because they didn't follow Thor, and then they walked away, and
yeah. I'm already forgetting this movie again, but I remember.
So I don't know. Like I think the visuals actually weren't too bad.
No, I mean it's just bland. Like it's just a lot of it's bland, and I could tell why they wanted to get the guy from Game of Thrones that did a lot of the Game of Thrones stuff, because at times it has that kind of look, especially in the beginning. I felt like. But
who the fuck gives a shit about dark elves?
Dark elves. When they showed up, I'm like, first of all, there's this hilarious moment where I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing when Idris Elba's character Heimdall just randomly was like, he just starts running over the bridge. I'm like, I don't even remember what the fuck's going on. What's he doing? Because he saw something, and he jumps and hits this invisible thing, and he just destroys it immediately. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
With his knife.
Yeah, with his knife. I mean, Heimdall's cool. That's fine. I like Idris Elba, but I don't know what the fuck. It's so random. It's not like he could have at least mumbled something like, "What's that?" or something. Like he just started.
I saw it.
No, you do see it. I know, but it's still random. You know, like it feels random. Like it just like he just starts running. Yeah, I don't know. You know, whatever. I don't care. I know you do see it, but it's just it feels awkward.
So what's the story? The story is these dark elves want the dark universe, even though they want the dark universe to come back, even though they're living off just fine.
With the red and melted Twizzlers that come out of Natalie Portman's butt or whatever, because she found the thing that go into her. And
then they're waiting for the worlds to align to do that or something. Yeah, I will say the only redeeming quality of this movie is Loki.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, when Loki is in the movie, I was like, oh, Loki. When he does that trick at the end where I was like, oh, he cut off Thor's hand and stuff. I was like, I knew, obviously, you know. Even if I completely forgot this movie, I saw the other one, so he doesn't have a missing hand.
Like there's 3 scenes I remember that involve Loki that were my favorites.
I like
that final scene.
Yeah.
The scene when they were when he was, brother, have you come to humiliate me? No. Then he turns off the vision. It just shows him all fucked up.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. He's all moping.
And then Chris Evans doing his best Loki impression.
Yeah, which that's all right. It's weird that this movie has probably my favorite cameo in any of the Marvel films. And it's weird that it's a Thor movie, but my favorite cameo is Captain America. Not that it's weird, it just makes sense.
Here's the weird thing about Thor is like is it tries to take itself seriously, but then it has comedy.
Yeah.
Like little subtle hints of comedy, which I'm so glad they ran with in Ragnarok. Like
right.
Just triple down on the comedy, because that's where, like, because the comedy, the moments of comedy they do have is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's surrounded by like this, like, it's like the goth kid in school, like making a funny joke every now and then.
Yeah, just like randomly, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like,
goth kid funny, just
funny. Yeah, but
wait, like, hold on. Did you just say a Kat Dennings joke and then you beat him up?
But like, does that make sense? Like, it's such a like a melancholy, like uppity thing, and then like also Asgard just sucks.
Yeah, in the first one I kind of liked the look of it. Like when it first came out, you have to remember it was like 8 years ago or 7 years ago, and it's like,
it's new.
It's new. Look at this. It's all nice and colorful. Well, not colorful, but you know, I mean, it was kind of colorful. Whatever. Point is that it's nice. It's like a nice little world, and we get to spend time on it for the most part. And it's like old like, I guess it's Norse, right? Norse mythology and stuff, and it's cool. I like it. It's not Wakanda, but it's cool. You know, I said that back then. I was like, it's not Wakanda, but it's cool. I knew. I already knew.
But, I don't know. But then after that, it's like, we're done with it. We don't need this again.
In this one, I like when what happens in Thor 3 happened, Ragnarok, I was like, oh, good. That's fine. I don't want to come back to Thor 2.
They needed to do that.
Yeah, because Thor 2 ruined Asgard for me. It's just like, it's just a nice little special effect at this point. There's no world to it. You don't even really get to see people on this world besides the main characters, I guess, and a couple of guards, I guess. Besides that, you don't feel like it's a real world. Like Wakanda does a great job of doing that.
And we just bring Thor to Earth anyway.
Especially that. I mean, he's more interesting when he's on Earth too, because he's at least a fish out of water. So there's funny moments. Maybe not the most hilarious moments, but when he's on Asgard, he's just like, oh, I'm gruff man. Like, that's what I find so weird. If you only watch the Thor movies and you don't watch Avengers 2, where he's a little more comedic in that, if you just watch the Thor movies, because for some reason you just like Thor and you just want to see Thor, it's such a jump in terms of humor from this one and the next one, especially with his character. His character might as well be a completely different character in the next movie. Because in this one, he's still like, he cracks a couple jokes. He's like, my brother Loki, or whatever. But in the next one, he's just like, immediately, first 5 minutes, he's like joking around with a god. Like, and he's just like, oh, I'm turning around. Like, I don't know. It's so odd. I'm not criticizing Ragnarok. I love that they did that. I just feel like this movie fucked up because Chris, Hemsworth, there's a lot of Chris's in the Marvel Universe. Chris Hemsworth is really good with comedy, I think, and they should make him more comedic.
Every time it's funny, like, how much I spoiled myself by starting off with Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Because, like, nothing is better than that shot. In spoilers, if you haven't watched Ragnarok, I guess.
Yeah.
But you've had time. That shot where he first sees Hulk, you know.
Yeah.
Just yes.
Well, that's in the trailer too, so I guess that's.
It's the best shot, and it's
It
like
is.
this is what he needs to be doing. You know, he needs to be making more clips like this because it's so good.
And you know what? This is all right. I know this is not Marvel, but it has something to do with Chris Hemsworth. I'm gonna give the Ghostbusters remake a reboot some credit here because that was the first time we saw him in like full comedic mode. And while it wasn't that funny, he was trying and he could do improv. That was for sure because most of the time he was talking, it was all improv. Most of the time, at least. And it was funny at times, you know. Yeah, he was doing a good job. And from what I heard, that's the reason why they did Thor Ragnarok the way they were, or the way they did, where it was a lot of improv, because they saw that he could do that kind of stuff. And they made his character less serious in Thor Ragnarok. That's what I heard. That could be completely untrue, but that I feel like that movie had something to do with why Thor Ragnarok was so goofy. Especially since Ragnarok in the comics is not a goofy thing. I think it's a really serious, like, almost Civil War-esque, like.
No, well, yeah.
Actually, it's more because people are dying straight up.
During the Phase 3 announcement, they're like, you know, Ragnarok's super important in this, but over here it's kind of just silly.
It's all goofy. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
No.
Because it would be weird having that right before Infinity War. Two really serious events.
Well, it was before Black Panther 2, which isn't necessarily like a funny one.
No, it's not.
But they needed to do Ragnarok because if Ragnarok was if that was in the same tone as Dark World and Thor 1, Thor would have, I think, just been as a character, just people would have just been so over him.
Right. Yeah. And I was getting kind of over him, so I'm glad what they did.
Because they mentioned, like, I think, and I read this a while back, so I could have been wrong. I think they mentioned like Thor is supposed to be like the coolest Avenger, you know.
Yeah.
Because like there's times of that, but like, and then but no one gave a shit about him really, you know. Like the best moments were him in the Avengers, even though he had 2 solo movies.
Yeah. I mean, he's not. When it comes to the coolest Avenger, who do you think is the coolest? Like, I don't think like a 12-year-old and go, oh, it's so cool. But if I had to pick like the coolest one, who would you pick?
Okay, I'm gonna avoid saying Cap because even though I like him the most,
with that helmet,
I don't necessarily know if he's cool.
I mean, say
the moves he does with his shield, are super dope, but I don't know if I would consider that like cool per se, you know.
Well, I would say he's cool whenever he takes off that stupid fucking helmet or whatever that is.
I don't mind it that much. We'll talk about that in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we will.
But that's it.
Who would you think?
You know,
I guess not Tony Stark. I wouldn't say that.
No, he's too snobby. He doesn't come off as cool. He just comes off as kind of a dick.
How about I make it easier?
What?
I was gonna make it easier and say any character. It doesn't need to be an Avengers character, as long as they were in an Avengers movie and they were in the hero.
So I'll keep it in Avengers, and I think this might be cheating a little bit, but I think the Groot and Rocket Raccoon combo.
Okay.
I think those two together are a good, are a cool combo because you know it's Groot just knocking shit over, like swinging around, and Rocket just like going ham on just guns.
Yeah, like you're talking about the scene in Guardians 1.
Yeah,
I would say Groot regular, not fucking baby Groot. I'm very sick of that shit. Well, it's teenage Groot now, but
it's a questionable choice that they did. I get it for comedy, but I don't know if we're talking about like any character. You know what?
I'd say
I
Hawkeye.
like Hawkeye.
I was gonna say Hawkeye. That was mine.
Yeah.
Because Hawkeye does he does what Thor should do, where he's cool, but then he could crack a joke and it's actually kind of funny and maybe a little dweeby at times, where he comes out and says something a little, I don't know, something like a nerd would think is cool. But there's times where he comes out and says something really cool.
His line in Ultron we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But I think
Jeremy.
Now that I think about it, I think the shot that defined him was in Avengers 1 when he was looking away. Yeah. And he pulled the bow behind him, not even looking, and took out that alien behind him.
That was dope. Yeah. Hawkeye. Where is he? Where is he in the trailer? Yeah. He dies in the first 2 minutes.
You've seen that meme around, right?
What, that he might die in the first few minutes? That's why he's
not
in the trailers?
No. Everyone's pissed that he's not in any of the Avengers
in the trailers,
So people have been editing him in the poster, but like Like they took the Infinity War poster with Thanos in the front with his fist up.
Yeah.
And they edited out everyone. They put just a bunch of different poses around his Hawkeye.
I saw one where they just released a bunch of character posters, and they said, "Oh, there's a secret message here," and if you assemble them together, it's just Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, I don't know why everybody's like, Hawkeye, where is he? And they're not wondering where Ant-Man is. I mean,
you hear about
small,
that?
I get it. He's small. What?
People might be going like, it might be one of those things where, you know, like if you hear a song backwards, you're like, does everyone hear this? But because you say it, you see it. Yeah. There's, if you look at the Infinity War poster, the IMAX one.
Okay.
On the edge of Thanos's gauntlet, the stone on his knuckle, it looks a little off. Like it's not shining like the other gems, and there's still something on there. And if people have like looked at it and like it resembles a figure, it could totally not be that, but people are going like crazy with it, and they think that could be Ant-Man.
Ant-Man on the gauntlet.
Like they just made him small. But I will say, and again, we're gonna talk more about Ant-Man. I am really upset that he's not any of this Infinity War stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't Ant-Man a cool character? Like cool, not cool like we're talking about Hawkeye, but
spoiler alert for next week's episode. I fucking love Ant-Man. Like it's almost no contest.
Who's your favorite character in there?
Like aside from Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Luis.
Yeah, right? I mean, I just want to talk about Ant-Man. Fuck Thor too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I tried to avoid this. But we'll talk about it again. We're gonna stop and come back to it because I don't want to talk about Thor again. But we'll go into Winter Soldier, which we will talk about.
Yeah.
But the flashback scenes with Louise are easily one of the best things in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, right. And you know who wrote that, right?
Edgar Wright.
Yeah. And he was gonna direct it, obviously. You probably.
And a lot of that stuff is him.
Yeah. Not the directing stuff because he never directed it. Just almost all the writing they confirmed is him.
I hope they bring him back. Did they bring him back? They didn't bring him back for Wasp.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Oh, I hope that doesn't take a hit for it.
No, I think it'll be okay. Like, look at Thor Ragnarok. That was funny. I mean, if they got the same guy that wrote Thor Ragnarok, it'll be fine.
Oh, did they?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying if they got the same guy.
I will say that.
Was that Taika Waititi that actually wrote that? I know he directed it. Actually, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought.
Let's talk about Civil Soldier.
People have been petitioning to get Louise to do a 1 minute recap of everything before the Infinity War movie.
Michael Pena, by the way, that's the actor's name.
I think that would be hilarious. They want to get him and the guy from Ragnarok to do it. If there's a shot with Louise and that dude from Ragnarok, that's gonna steal the show. I can promise you that's gonna be the best scene of the movie. I can promise you that.
Hey man, hey yo, what's up, man?
I like how you just said that and every fucking. That's all I have to do is put them on screen. Don't even have to say it. No. Have this guy, hey man, and that's it.
Hey yo, what's up, man?
That's it. That's the greatest movie of all time. That's all I need to see. Yeah, they've got to be an after credits. Like that's even if they do it with some bonus scene. But man, that's all I need to see, and it's done. Like I'm good. Holy shit.
That's why they don't want to announce the name of the next Avengers. It's both of them teaming up.
It's a buddy cop.
It's Korg and Louise.
If they, oh my god, dude, those two characters together would be literally the greatest movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Korg still has his dead little friend. Oh no, he's dead. I know he's alive. Right? Oh, he's alive. What was your question again? I want to watch Thor Ragnarok.
God, if I get those two together, it's fucking done.
It'll be great.
Anyway, fuck
Thor 2.
easily like towards the bottom of the list.
But how about Malekith? Well, that's if he shows up and hangs out with Luis and Korg. Hello?
All right, Winter Soldier.
Oh, Winter Soldier. Wait, hold on. Let me put the thing. All right. Winter Soldier, which is probably when it comes to... Wait, say that again?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, man?
Holy shit.
My father got deported. But I got the van. That's right.
See, I could just picture like them in a like long silent shot in the van riding together.
Right? Hey man, I got this van. You wanna come?
Holy shit, dude! I'm losing it right now. I'm crying. That's like the best scene I've ever seen already, and I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's like a circle, but you know, like a weird circle. I love that. I love that character. That character's great. I love Louise too, but yeah, those two are great. I do want to see Louise just like explain the last 45 movies in a 2-minute video.
Oh, that's what people were saying. I think that'd be hilarious.
And he's like dubbing over people acting it out. Oh, he's dubbing over the movies. You know how he does it in Ant-Man, where he's like talking over like people that are like acting it out. He should do that, except actually talking over the movies. That'd be great. I'm excited. But anyway, it ain't gonna happen. By the way, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is probably, I would say, my favorite. I haven't rewatched Civil War and Ant-Man and all those, but I think right now it's still my favorite MCU movie. There's no
interesting.
Well, that's not interesting. That's a lot of people's favorite is Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier just has everything I love in a movie.
I think
like
it's a strong movie on its own.
It is.
Sure.
It definitely is, because it really you don't need to watch any of the other ones as long as you know Captain America as a character, like even vaguely, just a little bit. Then you don't need to. You know, and you really don't even need to, because they kind of explain like what happened to him in the first movie in the Avengers. So it's a great standalone movie, and I think it actually adds to the world. And I love that it is a Captain America movie. Just like we're gonna talk about Civil War next week, where I think both of them are Captain America movies, because they could easily did a thing where it's like it's Captain America, but it has a lot to do with Shield and Black Widow's there, and they could even put freaking Iron Man in there. I don't know. They could have put other people in there, but it's Captain America, straight up just Captain America. It's focusing on him. He's an interesting character. A lot of great stuff happens in this. A lot of awesome action. There's
a lot of cool spy shit too.
Yeah, I love that. There's like 3 scenes in particular that I love in this movie that have to involve Captain America doing something in action wise. There's one shot where he's running through an office building, and he's just like running through doors, and he's not opening them. He's just going right through the doors, chasing after the Winter Soldier. There's one where he jumps out of a window and has to land on his own shield to not break his bones, even though I think he'd be fine. He's a super soldier. And then there's that one shot where he's on the motorcycle and he like takes out one of the planes following him and stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this movie I love, but those are 3 in particular that I remember. Oh, also the part where he beats all those people up in the elevator and he like flips his shield back into his own hand.
Right, I like when he noticed the gun and he was like, "Oh boy."
Yeah, I
like his like.
You sure you don't want to get off? It's so good. Yeah, it's probably my favorite one. I mean, I love Ant-Man. A lot of people don't love Ant-Man, and that's in I think my top 5.
What the fuck's wrong with people?
Well, okay, they like Ant-Man. Most people like Ant-Man. They don't love it though. And I can see why, because the villain's kind of generic, and there's a couple of things here and there that...
There's some fucked up scenes in Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah, when he turns that one dude into a droplet of blood, or whatever the fuck, or he turns him inside out. I was like, oh! He just wipes him up and throws him in the toilet bowl. It's like, oh, God! But, yeah, no, there's some fucked up scenes in that. Yeah, this movie has some really... like great, like tense moments too. Like at the end when he's fighting the Winter Soldier, and I knew all along when I was watching this movie that it was Bucky, because it's no surprise. Like that's not a surprise at all. They kind of treat it as a surprise, which is a little weird.
I'm gonna say this. I hate his look.
Oh, I love him as a Winter Soldier. Really?
No. I like Bucky as a Winter Soldier. I don't like the way he looks.
Like as the Winter Soldier, or
like
when
long hair.
Oh, with the long. I think he looks awesome until he takes off that mask, and then he's just like, okay, it's just the long hair.
Like it looks a little just gross, I guess. I don't know. The guy doesn't look good with long hair.
Yeah, he looks. I can see that. Also, I think the hair is a wig. I could be wrong though. Because every time he's in interviews, he always has short hair. So I'm like,
I'm sure what'll happen is when the eventual like passing of the torch. I mean, we don't know if it happens, but
It's gonna happen.
People think it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I think that'll be when they chop the hair.
They gave Cap 3 movies. He's a big part of all these movies too. So,
which is, I think, the strongest trilogy easily by far.
Of all of them, yeah, that's for damn
sure. And I think it's a strong trilogy just in general.
Yeah,
like not just Marvel, but like.
Yeah,
it tells such a strong arc.
Yeah, for Cap, especially since like. What I really like about these movies, and I don't want to spoil too much about Civil War, they have the stuff from the first movie, and they still bring it up. Like the first movie, when it comes to how many people saw it, I guess it's one of the lesser grossing Marvel films. I think it might be the least amount besides Incredible Hulk, which Incredible Hulk a lot of people don't count, but I think it is. I think it's
because I think, and I don't know if it's true. I could see it being a stigma against just being Captain America, you know?
That's the thing. When it came out in foreign box office, it wasn't called that. It was just called The First Avenger. They just got Captain America completely removed from the title, which makes sense because you're really saying in China. Like, would we go see Captain China if that came out over here? Do you think?
I get why that's off, but
that's a shame. And The First Avenger is a good title anyway, so whatever.
It is, but so anyway, I think it's a strong movie.
Yeah, I
like
love
it a lot.
I really do.
It's definitely in my top 5 for sure.
Right.
I don't know where exactly. I think as of now, let's see. As of now, it's Avengers, and it's flopping back and forth between Black Panther or Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Those are 2 and 3. So those are the top 3. It's what we've watched so far.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's super strong. I think it stands on its own. I'm trying to think of it because some of it comes off as a blur. So how'd the movie start again? It started off
with the ship part, which I thought was great because usually when a Marvel movie starts, they have to start with like a big action scene.
Right.
And this one starts off with them like doing some spy shit. They're like sneaking on a yacht to save it's Black Widow, right? They save.
Right.
And I thought that was really awesome.
No. They weren't saving Black Widow.
No, she was. Well, they think they had to go save Black Widow, right? But wasn't she? No. Oh no, yeah, that's right. She was doing like corrupt shit, right? And he's just like, "What are you doing?" And she's like taking data and stuff for Shield.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, no, that's what happened. Yeah, I remember. They were going there to get that, and Cap thought it was for something else, and that's when he starts to not really trust Shield. He's starting to like. Be like, okay, should I trust you guys?
I will say, even though Tony Stark is a fucking cancer to the MCU in terms of like him causing shit.
I know what you're gonna say.
He did call that out in Avengers.
Yeah, he did, but he could have did something. He called it out, but that doesn't mean just because he called it out. Captain America did something. You know, when he found out about it, because Captain America doesn't have the. Captain America's intelligent, but he doesn't have the tech savviness of a.
No, he's old.
No, he's old. Yeah, he's old man. All right, he used trash can lids to fight off bad guys in the first movie. All right, that's what he did.
But I will say shout out to Tony Stark for at least catching that. Like he's the one that caught that one. That could have been a throwaway line of. But he, like he has a point, but that whatever.
But he caught it and it didn't do anything. So
I think
he could have made Winter Soldier not happen.
Yeah, he
so
also,
fuck him.
He also didn't have the support for that, but fair enough.
He's like the richest man in the world.
No, but I'm saying it's part of the Avengers because Cap was immediately against that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I like this movie because it definitely brought like a little more of uniform to like. I'm glad that Avengers didn't turn into like this is the one where they're all together. You know, like some of these movies as we're going on, you realize that once it's open. Mm-hmm. Like once the can of worms is open, like all the people are going to be together. That's why I thought the most jarring thing about Iron Man 3, which I think we mentioned, right, is that why he didn't get help from anyone.
Yeah, it is a little weird, especially towards the end where everything's exploding and shit, and like everybody has the extremist thing or fucking. I don't know.
Right, you're just like, where's Cap at, or anyone doing this? What was the explanation for that?
In here, I think it was supposed to be like during what happened with Iron Man 3. I think at the same time. So I guess Tony's doing his own thing, and Cap's doing his own thing. So that's why they don't coincide at any point. I don't know.
I guess
Thor's doing his own
Thor,
thing. Well, Thor's in Asgard. He don't give a fuck.
No. But when did Dark World take place then? Because
I don't.
there's fucking portals open, goddamn London. So then I'm sure one person's gonna notice that.
Yeah, but maybe it's the same time. Maybe all these taking place at the same time. I don't know. I really don't know about Thor.
See this is my biggest complaint with Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. I mean, obviously besides more, but that there's no uniform to this.
Yeah, that's why I really dug Ant-Man actually, which we'll get to.
They gave a good explanation for that.
Yeah, and also it was a small little like though Ant-Man's all about like the heist.
Right.
So it made sense also in that, but we'll talk about that next week.
But that still has uniform to it.
Yeah, it does. With one character that is introduced in this movie.
Yeah, and I like when they kind of like not necessarily have to run with each other, but it's like passing, like they pass each other, they kind of give like a subtle nod and they move on.
Yeah. This one doesn't really do that. You're right, but I like that it nods to its own series.
But it does open it up because like we're seeing Nick Fury like totally in this one.
Yeah, and he actually does shit. At one point he almost gets assassinated. I mean, he almost gets assassinated, then he gets assassinated, but then you find out it wasn't real. Which again, we're in spoilers. We're talking about this movie's 4 years old. You should have saw it by now. But
that's weird. 4 years old. I feel like
I know 2014.
Yeah,
it came out April 2014. So
it's because all these movies have just come out so rapid fire at this point.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna be dead by next week, like year.
You about to say next week?
Next week. No, I'm gonna make sure I'm alive for
suck.
Infinity War. Well, I get to see Rampage at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's important. I get to see Truth or Dare with the smiley faces.
I like Black Widow has a movie confirmed, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when it's coming, but they confirmed like they are working on that, which would be cool.
I like Black Widow a lot in Winter Soldier. I think she becomes a lot more stronger of a character.
Yeah, she's much stronger in this than she is in Avengers or Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2. That's for sure. And when it comes to her spy stuff, like in Iron Man 2, whenever she's being a spy, she just goes around and kicks everybody's asses. And here she's actually doing spy shit. She's actually going around being kind of sneaky, deceiving people. I actually like the one scene at the end where it's like the old woman's beating the shit out of everybody, and then you find out, it's Black Widow.
Yeah.
Whoa. I just like the visual of that old woman beating people's ass. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
It was a little goofy. And then you find out, okay. I like that too. Like you get the spy, like you get like James Bond spy equipment where she can like change her face and look like someone else. I love that stuff. I love a good James Bond movie, and this mixed it with a Marvel movie. That's kind of what it did, and I love that. Like they have to like globetrot at one point. They go to like figure out like where Hydra is and stuff, and they find this little like base where.
What a great premise,
right? Where the guy like put his consciousness in the computer. Is that what you talk about? Or just
that Hydra is still around and they just fucked everything
they're
up.
S.H.I.E.L.D. now. They're like infected S.H.I.E.L.D. pretty much, and like slowly like people like corrupt people would take over S.H.I.E.L.D. It's so much so that Nick Fury kind of knew, but he didn't know exactly, and then he knew. Halfway through this movie when his ass was about to get killed.
That I love that shot of him in the car.
Yeah, he's just like wait, and then now he's like whips it out and that sounds weird, but he starts shooting people with his dick.
Well, what a great shot though. Like it was so tense because Nick Fury is definitely one of the ones that can go anytime.
That's true. Yeah. Sam Jackson's old boy too. Like. He can't do this for much longer. I mean, it's not that he's doing much anyway. He's just standing around most of the time talking. And we haven't seen him since Avengers 2, I believe. I don't think. Because you've seen them all now. Have we? I don't think he shows up in any of the other ones.
Going forward?
Yeah, I don't think... that means we haven't seen Nick Fury since Avengers 2.
Oh, and I'm surprised he wasn't in Civil War.
Yeah, I was surprised at that too.
They mentioned that
oh,
they were going to put him in there, but he just didn't fit the story.
I think
it doesn't make sense to me. I think I think there's easy ways to write that in.
Yeah, actually, I think he's going to be in Captain Marvel. I think I heard he's going to be in
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, which makes sense because Captain Marvel supposedly takes place before pretty much any of these movies besides First Avenger, obviously. which I want to see how they make that make sense. Because if there was this like all-powerful female that could have easily destroyed every single one of these villains with a snap of her fingers, I want them to explain
she's
well.
The strongest, right?
Yeah, she's the strong. At least right now, who's introduced, she's the strongest one of the.
Which I hope.
Makes sense.
Here's what I hope what happens. I hope they play it off really well, where like they give kind of a montage of everything that's happened in the MCU.
Yeah, and she's just waiting, like wanting to do something, but she can't.
Either waiting or like there's background influences by her, you know.
Yeah.
Where like some of the stuff, like, so for example, and this is, I hope this isn't it, because this is a sloppy thought right now, and we can be refined, is like in the Avengers 1, because you think, oh, there's these fucking giant aliens coming out, why are they only attacking Manhattan, you know?
Right.
I hope it's like Captain Marvel was out there keeping them sustained in Manhattan, you know?
Okay, maybe
stuff like that. I hope there's stuff like that where there's just subtle hints, like any sort of plot hole you could think up, there's a reason why.
Well, I could also see it like because she's not. I don't think she's always been a superhero. Like in the comics, she just gets her powers. So I could see them doing like a thing where Shield like takes her and like puts her away or some shit, like freezes her ass in carbonite or whatever. Or even like tells her like do like some Superman shit where it's like, hey, your powers are really great, but we don't need those powers right now because you can't control them or something like that.
That or like don't show your powers too soon, because then you don't want to give the enemy the entire thought of what they're fighting against, you know?
Yeah, and the whole movie is like building up to like she does little missions here and there to like hone her skills or something. Whereas like one's like during Winter Soldier, she's doing something over there, and maybe even like Nick Fury's calling her like, I can't do anything right now. I'm too busy fighting off this old dude. This redhead asshole.
I'm sure we're gonna see her during Infinity War.
Oh yeah, no, I think they already confirmed that, didn't they? I think they did.
No, they haven't. No one confirmed that.
It's a rumor, I think, at least.
Yeah, but I don't see how we can't, because of her. Here's what I imagine. Final battle scene. They're getting fucked up. Captain Marvel comes in, helps them, even though they're still gonna get fucked up. And then, or she comes in last second, end movie, and then that's how you're gonna get her origin story.
That'd be dope.
Because I mean, we're gonna get her origin story, so I know she's gonna have like some part at the very end of Infinity War.
I can't wait for Infinity War.
Also, I can't wait for the next one, because I forget where I read this, but I'm sure it's gonna happen. Is that every Infinity War poster or Infinity War 2 poster is gonna have just the gauntlet being ready to snap? You know that?
Oh, okay.
I can see that totally being a thing. It's gonna every poster could be just like him ready to snap. Oh man.
People get fucked up in that next one. If they don't get fucked up in this one, they're gonna get fucked up in that next one. Because I don't know. So someone has to die. It has to happen. Someone gonna die. I hope it's not Thanos. That'd be embarrassing. We'll wipe out half the universe. Doesn't even get close. Doesn't even wipe out 1%.
Thanos 2 comes in.
Thanos 2. Hey guys, I'm Thanos too. It's like some Dragon Ball Z shit.
TWO or TOO? And he's like T, and then it cuts off.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel rips his head off. This kind of destroys anything that's a threat in the future. That's what Iron Man's like, oh well, I'm half dead right now. Thank Captain Marvel.
So Winter Soldier. How do you feel that? Okay, so I'm trying to think of what to ask for this. How do you like the Bucky relationship?
I love that. I love the Bucky thing, because in the first movie, it's like Bucky is the guy that helps Steve, because Steve is weak and small, and I mean he's brave. He's a brave guy, and he wants to stand up for people and stuff, but he can't do it because he's small and whatever. But Bucky's not that. He's big. He's handsome. You know, he's sexy, you know, he can beat people up. So I like that relationship where he's a friend to Steve, but kind of like he's a friend with him, kind of because he's small, not because he's small. I'm sure he loves Steve, you know, that's his best friend. But there's a part of it like you can see why he would be so much of a friend to him, I guess, because he's so small and you can protect him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But I like that relationship in that first movie where it builds to where like now Bucky's kind of like the small one compared to Steve. Steve got like he got like 8 feet tall and 500 pounds of muscle, and he's getting the hot spy girl and stuff. So like I like that relationship, how it builds in the first one. And here I like it because you already did, at least me, I dig that relationship, that friendship between them. So here it's just like when it's revealed that it's Bucky, you can tell Steve's just like, what the like he's emotional, but he's a soldier, so he's not gonna break down and start crying or some shit. But you can tell he's emotional about it. He's like, oh, that's it. He's like the only person that is still like coherent enough that I used to know, and because Peggy's still alive at this point, but she has dementia and stuff, which I thought that was a really good scene, even though the old age makeup is a little iffy, but because it's the same actress. I don't know why they just couldn't get it. They also put her in Ant-Man too, which is weird. But yeah, I thought it was I don't know, I like that relationship. And then when at the end where he's just like, I'm with you to the end, I'm like, oh, I thought it was good. And then like he saves Steve, even though he wouldn't be in that situation if it wasn't for him. But whatever. I don't know. I like that relationship. Like, why you don't like it?
No, I like it.
Is it because of the hair?
I don't like separating them for so long. I think it gets a little long in the tooth. I think.
What do you mean separating them in like future movies?
I think that it's a 2-movie long storyline. It's a bit rough.
Okay.
Because like, I mean, technically, it's still going, right? Like it's gonna bleed into Infinity War.
I would say that friendship is.
Which, by the way, I think we're just admitting at this point that there's gonna be spoilers for just movies going forward.
Well, yeah, I already said like these movies are
right,
and we always spoil these movies when we talk about them. So yeah, I'll put in the thing spoilers or whatever. It's all good. It's all good. I got it. I'll handle it. No one's listening anyway. But you can say anything. Say something really offensive. No one will care. Just go ahead. Say one really offensive.
Thor's got good videos.
Well, I said offensive. Not incorrect. Heh. Way to bring down the video, asshole. Anyway.
Video done.
But yeah, no, like I guess I could see. I like those characters, and I liked them in the first movie. So if you didn't have that first movie, then I could see what you mean. But I like it. I'm okay with them doing this whole thing with Bucky, where there's still reveals after one movie of that like relationship, the friendship. I keep saying relationship, like they might as well be dating. But I'd be okay with
it. No,
I
like I said, I like it. I just kind of wish that it would wrap up soon.
Yeah, but I mean, like what I was saying was like there's reveals, so it never just gets like it's the same thing again. He's running after him. He's like, Bucky, come back, and he's like, no, I'm evil now. Yeah, there's reveals like the whole thing with Iron Man in Civil War. Like some certain things.
Here's my ideal thing: is I wish it was like a subplot at the beginning that it was an evident it'll be continued in the next movie. Here's the actual threat.
Okay, and I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens.
It's because he's the main threat in both movies.
But he's not really the main threat in Winter Soldier. You find out that it's Robert Redford's character who's gonna like he's the one who's built this whole Hydra shield thing, really, and he's the reason why all that stuff happened at the end, where he's about to blow up the entire fucking city or wherever the hell.
Right.
So he's the reason why that's happened. Winter Soldier's just a soldier. Like if he wasn't there, then Winter Soldier just be in a freezing pod waiting for his next mission. You know what I mean? So he's not the main villain. He's like a henchman, but he becomes the main. He becomes a main character towards the end of the movie when you find out who he is. He also catches that shield, boy. When he caught that shield, oh my god! I don't care. He looks beautiful.
I like when he was able to use it too.
Yeah, when he throws at him and he also holds it. I mean, that's just straight up foreshadowing. Like
yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, they did that in Civil War also when he starts using it.
Right. So, I will say that the final fight was pretty fun.
Yeah, the final fight's great. I really liked that it's it's giant ships they has to go and destroy and stuff, but I feel like it's less about the destruction. I mean, there is destruction, but it's not.
It gets brought up later.
Yeah, there's Well, no, that's not. I'm not talking about like story wise. I'm talking about just like visual wise. You know, like Avengers 1 is all about like, oh, look at all this shit they're fighting and exploding and stuff, and oh my god, that the building's toppling down. This one, there's a little bit of that, of course, but it's more about what's going on inside, and about the characters still. You know, like Cap is just like he throws his shield and he's just like, I'm not gonna fight you, bro. There's just like little things like that. Where Avengers 1 was just like, let's just beat the shit out of these aliens, and I love that. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I like that this movie takes something like that and still keeps the characters who they are. I guess I don't know, but
Right.
and also keeps that spy thriller stuff with the Black Widow stuff, because she's using her gadgets to go and take down Robert Redford's character. But yeah, I don't know. And when it comes to the villains, I actually do like the villains. I like both of those villains, even though it's obvious where it's gonna go. You know, with the Robert Redford's character. So when it's revealed he's a bad guy, you're like, oh yeah, no shit. But I like that he was in it too, because he's like a prestigious actor. So that just gives this series a little bit more clout, you know? Like, oh shit,
Right.
look at that. Robert Redford's in it. It must be good. All the old ladies came in to see this movie. They're like, I can't wait to see Robert Redford and Chris Evans. Oh, Chris Evans, he's a hunk. Have you seen him at Ellen? On Ellen, he's a gorgeous man. Can't wait to see him and Robert Redford team up. Then they see the movie, they go, oh no!
Oh boy.
He's a bad guy! Oh no. And then they see Winter Soldier's beautiful hair, and they're like, oh, I moistened my pantaloons. Anyway, that's all I guess.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I think it's a fun movie. I love Captain America.
I love him too. I would have kids and name him Steve Rogers. If I had 2 kids, I'd name him Steve and Rogers. That kid's name is Rogers. I don't give a fuck. First name Rogers. Yeah, how come you didn't give my name just Roger? No, that's not Steve. That's not Captain America. His name's Steve Rogers. Okay, shut up, kid. I wouldn't be a good father. But anyway, let's talk about unless you want to say something about.
No, I don't think necessarily us moving past it means we're not going to talk about the movie again. So
Yeah, no, we'll probably bring it up again. All right.
Yeah, so
let's
good.
talk about. Oh, I put my social media links thing up on mistake. I have like if I press a certain button on my keyboard, it opens up certain things on OBS. So when I'm typing, it becomes a fucking problem. Anyway, all right. So let's talk about Guardians.
All right.
All right. So I love Guardians.
And
of the
this is
Galaxy.
gonna be interesting talk.
Okay, I can't wait to hear you say, I didn't like Star-Lord. He's a fucker. I don't like him. He's like the Kat
just
Dennings of
funny.
this movie, or whatever. Which, if you say that, you might as well just kiss your ass goodbye. But all right, now Guardians of the Galaxy, I loved. He didn't. He's stupid. But I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a huge surprise. I remember when they first showed the trailer for this, I was like, what the fuck is this goofy shit? And they showed the trailer, and I was like, okay, I mean, it looks like it could be fun. I like James Gunn. It's weird that James Gunn is doing this, considering he's done a bunch of vile shit in the past, where it's like, it gets grotesque and violent and weird. I don't know. So it was a little weird that he went to go do a more kid-friendly thing. I wouldn't say it's just for kids, obviously, but it's definitely a fun movie. I loved it. I could watch that movie any day and have a good time. I don't know about you. You probably hated it. It's
So and not kind of Hulk, because Hulk's kind of the outlier. This is, I guess, the first MCU movie I watched because I heard a lot of really good buzz about it.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it at first. I thought it was all right.
Okay.
But I guess, and I'm trying to figure out like what's the disconnect here. I think it's because that was the first movie that was kind of in the zany route, you know?
Yeah.
Because like since then now we have Ant-Man and Ragnarok.
Right.
I think because Guardians was so much of a departure from the usual Marvel movies, and it was very disconnected. So like you didn't have to assume Guardians are going to show up because Guardians is finally meet up with someone else like just next movie still.
Yeah.
Like they've still like not
up.
been. They haven't been involved with anyone yet.
No, not until the
so
Infinity War.
Yeah, so it's been very isolated. So I think the fact that it was so isolated and like so zany was what appealed to a lot of people.
Right.
I don't know, being like it was a standalone to me. I kind of got the worst of both worlds, where it was a standalone funny movie to me. It was cool,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then since I've been like delving back into it, now I feel personally we've had better, more stronger humor movies in the MCU. Like I think Ant-Man's a lot more funnier than Guardians.
I mean, okay. I mean, Ant-Man, I would say, is one of the funniest of the Marvel movies, sure. But I don't know.
I laughed a lot more at Ant-Man.
Well, okay, I can see that there's a couple moments in like I just rewatched this obviously, because I rewatched them all. In Guardians of the Galaxy, I could see there's a couple moments where I was just like, I remember this being a little bit funnier when I first saw it. There's a moment when they're escaping the jail. Again, this is spoilers. It's not like it fucking matters anyway. But they're escaping the jail and like someone says something that Star-Lord says like, I guess that is a good plan or whatever. And then Rocket looks over, he goes, yeah, that's right? And it's supposed to be like a moment where like there's quiet so the audience is laughing like and clapping or whatever. And I was watching it, it was just like dead silent because I wasn't laughing. I was like,
yeah, but like see like
there's
even then like
that.
Because here's the thing is I like Ant-Man and Ragnarok a lot more. I like Deadpool a lot more.
Okay.
I think all those movies just nailed it so much more. I think Guardians got a lot of it just being the first one because you're like, oh, I'm laughing a lot during a Marvel movie. I think that's what was the appeal of it, which is fine. I still think it has a lot of heart to it. I think all the characters are super strong in it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it definitely does fall flat. Did I ever tell you about the first way I experienced the movie?
No. Go ahead.
I was at Disneyland, and they had the theater experience in there where they showed you the first scene in the movie.
Okay.
But it was kind of like that 4XD thing, but
okay.
it was like it like so you know how it was raining in that scene.
Yeah.
It was like mist actually coming out at you.
Okay. Yeah, that's the 4DX thing.
Yeah. So like I got to do all that, and like the floor would move around and everything. And I'd still say I like that first shot, not first shot, but the first scene is super funny.
Yeah.
I love Star-Lord going around like singing, like grabbing the lizards, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. The first scene's not funny. The first scene's fucked up. Actually. Yeah. I shouldn't have corrected you.
When he yelled "Dad" off, fucking.
Mommy.
No, it's hilarious when you think of Guardians 2, dude. Go back and watch Guardians 2. Then come back to Guardians 1.
That's it. Funny. Actually, it makes it more fucked up if anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
no, you're right. It's hilarious.
I think I like that. I love that scene. Like it's just full on like Peter Quill, you know?
Yeah.
Grabbing the fucking lizard, singing along.
Yeah, dancing. He just like grabs it midair and shit. Like.
Yeah, I think I love that first scene, but I don't know. It doesn't resonate. Like I think Drax is a very like split character.
Yeah, I love Drax.
No, I love him too, but like, you know, he's there for revenge.
Yeah.
But then he's still funny though. You know, like it's just weird because like especially when you see Guardians 2. Yeah. That's fair. That's the way you can put it.
Yeah.
Rocket Raccoon I think is super strong the entire way.
Yeah, I think Rocket in this movie. In the second one, I feel like his character became a little annoying at times. But in the first one, yeah, I think Rocket is the standout character. Everybody loves Groot, but I think Rocket, especially Bradley Cooper nailed that. Like, that's not how he sounds in real life, obviously, if you've seen Hangover or American Sniper.
He got paid more for Guardians than he did for, like, 2 movies, one of them including Hangover combined.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job in this. I mean, he gave it his all. I'll give him that. At least he wasn't like Vin Diesel where he was just like, yo, Vin, say Groot again. Right,
did you hear? There's a trivia I saw on IMDb, and it could be wrong.
What, that he voiced all the different languages?
Oh no, he voiced that. Apparently
there's a video of him doing that.
Apparently, he said "I am Groot" over 1,000 times.
Where it's like that episode of Dexter's Laboratory where he had the learn how to talk in Spanish thing, and he put it over his head. He was just like, or it was like earphones. He put them over while he's sleeping. He was just like, when I wake up, I'll know how to speak. I think it was French or Spanish. I can't remember. And then when he woke up, it was like playing the same line over and over again. So that's the only thing he could say. Do you remember that episode of Dexter's Laboratory?
I vaguely remember that one. Yeah,
that was great. It was like "Parlez-vous français?" It's
yeah.
It's French, obviously.
Yeah.
It's French.
Yeah.
But so that's all. The only thing he could say. He went to school, and all the girls were like, "Oh, Dexter!" He's just like, "Parlez-vous français?" All the girls like, "Oh!" It's like that. Except for Vin Diesel.
Yeah. I'm glad he's not credited.
Is he not credited?
On that new Infinity War poster.
Oh, okay. That would be bullshit, especially since I don't think Paul Rudd's on there, is he?
No, Paul Rudd's not on there.
Is Jeremy Renner on there?
No.
That'd be amazing if he wasn't. And Vin Diesel was. That'd be hilarious. Vin Diesel says "I am Groot" twice in that movie. We should predict how many times he says "I am Groot." Let's do it real quick. I'm gonna say 5 times.
I'll go 7.
7? All right. There you go. There you go. Quick prediction.
That'll be on the bingo card.
There you go.
So okay, I think Gamora's super strong. I like Gamora a lot.
I like Gamora too. She has probably my favorite line in the movie though.
Nebula is lame as fuck.
Yeah, she is lame. She's a better character in the second one, but she's pretty lame.
Ronan is lame as fuck.
Yeah, Ronan's lame, but he's not Malekith lame. Ronan has one moment I really like. Actually, 2 moments.
I'm glad this one was definitely the one to introduce Thanos like in a more prominent role.
Mm-hmm. And he looks more like Thanos from now. Besides the Avengers one where he looks like Hellboy. Everybody's like, "Is that Hellboy?" I'm like, no, it ain't no fucking Hellboy. It's DC, you dumb fucks. It's barely DC, actually. And it's like DC, like...
Right, what if you go into Infinity War, they dubbed over every Thanos with Hellboy? Tell me his name again. Hellboy.
Hellboy. He shows up, he has the big-ass arm. Well, I mean, I guess he kind of is like Hellboy. He's got the big-ass arm, too, with the gauntlet. I mean, he's purple,
if he smoked a cigarette with the gauntlet, that'd be dope.
Oh, he has, like, the fucking cigar. He has the horns.
Side note, it is, before I forget, it's totally 100% off topic.
New Hellboy movie?
Actually, not too much off topic. It's kind of somewhat Marvel-y. Did you see the new Doomfist costume?
No, I haven't seen that one. I saw the Sombra one. That one. Whew.
The new Doomfist costume, he has hair.
He looks like Winter Soldier.
No. Someone mentioned, dude, that looks like Blade.
Oh! Oh! Did he say some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill?
Oh, I'm sure he's your new maid.
Oh! He's new bae. New bae confirmed. Well, they can't say that though, because it's PG. I mean, it's T. That's how video games are rated.
PG.
It's PG.
No, they can't rate DLC.
That's true. Just make me charge for it. I'm good. I'll buy it.
Then I'm sure everyone would buy it to spam that.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate up here.
Anyway,
go and sit down.
I like the final I guess fight.
I love that final fight because it's not a fight at all. It's like it's a dance battle. I love it.
Yeah. I like I said, I like when Peter Quill is like a little bit more like zany. I love like his improvised flipping off the security guard.
Yeah. With the I'm sorry, I didn't know how this machine worked.
Yeah. I like those moments, but I don't know. It felt for being the zany movie all the way through it's supposed to be, it felt like it wasn't enough compared to like the ones that came out afterwards. It doesn't hold up, I don't think, is what I'm trying to say.
How about We Are Groot? We Are Groot.
I like that. I
liked it too because they actually went through with it too, because the next movie, I mean, it's not even the same Groot at this point. It's like a loser Groot.
Yeah, like they confirmed that it's like Groot actually died right there.
Yeah, this is baby. This is his son. I guess that's how it works with tree men. But
yeah, but
it's
weird, and we'll talk about this when we get to it. But Guardians 2 took so many weird bad turns.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I don't even say bad. It was just weird, and not weird in the sense that Guardians is a weird movie because it's all these weird characters. It's weird that they would go there with some of its humor and characters like Taserface and stuff like that. But we'll get to it. Is that next week? No, that's not next week. That'll be a week after.
Oh, you know what my favorite joke I think in this entire movie is though?
What?
And I will admit, this is the one that got me both times.
I think
which one?
Well, it's not Gamora, right?
No.
Okay, no. Gamora might have my favorite line in this, where she's like, "I will not be persuaded by your pelvic sorcery." I'm like, oh, that's good.
Or the stick up your butt.
Oh yeah.
Who would do that?
Yeah. Anyway, what was yours?
No, I love it when they're trying to escape and Rocket's like, I need a leg too.
Oh yeah. And he gets the leg. Want that. I didn't want that. Just how did it look when he had.
And they bring it up with the eye.
Yeah, they bring it up with the eye.
No, you don't. The guy's just looking like, what?
Yeah, that was a joke I felt like they ruined in Guardians 2, where he brought it up again.
Did he? I forget.
Yeah, he did. There was one part where Baby Groot's trying to find the keys to the jail cell, and he's just like, hey, leave the eye, or whatever, because he finds an eye and brings it. And he was like, would it be funny if he wakes up and he didn't have an eye, or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, don't keep bringing up. Cause I hate when people like call back to their best joke, because it's like, man, you really needed to come back to that one, huh?
Yeah, like that's if in Guardians 2 there was a joke about how no one knows who Star-Lord is. That's one of my favorite jokes too, where immediately like, I'm Star-Lord. He's like, who? And it's like, what? Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And then at the end he's just like, Star-Lord. He was like, finally. Perfect ending to the joke, I think. Right there. I like that was even like a character arc, kind of. He's like, no one knows who I am ahead of time. This guy does. Oh, good.
I don't know. Like, I think, and this is my hottest take, I think, of my entire ranking. I think this is still one of the weaker ones.
I don't know. Compared to
like
Thor
even because I'm looking at my list, because I haven't ranked them yet, but I added Guardians to Thor and Spider-Man. I feel like Thor and Spider-Man go above Guardians. Guardians 2 obviously goes below Guardians 1.
All right.
But at that point, it's like, it's weird because Guardians definitely on the bottom half of the list.
Okay. I don't agree, but all right, that's fine. That's in my top 5.
That's definitely my hottest take of this entire thing.
That's my hot take.
Like everything else kind of falls. I think we both kind of like, we're not similar, but I think the rest of our list kind of fall similarly.
Ooh. But yeah, no, I agree that it has its problems. I will say that.
I say it got eclipsed. At this point, Ant-Man and Ragnarok are so much funnier.
I like Guardians more than both of those. But
really? Oh.
Yeah, well, no. I'm not the only one. I'll tell you that. So don't act like I'm alone.
Like I said, I think that's a nostalgia. I think that's nostalgia for a lot of people now, though.
But is it really nostalgia if the movie came out only 4 years ago? And before that, I mean, it's not like it's Captain America or Iron Man where it's the characters we knew before the movies came out. No one knew what the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy was. Until
what I'm saying is it was such a left field thing for people that they remember it more fondly because of that.
Same thing for Ant-Man. Ant-Man I barely knew. The only thing I knew about Ant-Man before the movie came out is that in the comics he beat his wife. That was it. In the comics, Ant-Man beat his wife. That's the only thing I knew ahead of time, which is not a good thing to know.
I didn't know anything about either of them.
And not Paul Rudd's character, Michael Douglas's character beat his wife in the comics. But no, he was the original Ant-Man, obviously. But so you don't need to go, Paul Rudd beats his wife? Like, that's fucked up. What?
No, like I said, that was left turn for what the franchise was doing right then, which is fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like coming out from this side, I think both Ant-Man and Ragnarok just do comedy much more strong.
I think they have stronger jokes at times, sure. But I would say probably the humor is funnier than this one in both of those. But I would say the movie itself, Guardians, I think is better. It just has better moments, I think, and I like the team up stuff. I really do. And Thor Ragnarok, I feel like that was my only major complaint, is that even though the Hulk and Thor, when they're together, it's good. I feel like some of the other characters get shafted at times, like Carl Urban's character, who's barely in it. Like,
yeah, well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But just the little things I felt like when it comes to the teamwork, it didn't do a good job compared to Guardians. And Ant-Man, that was just Ant-Man. And hopefully they fix that in the next Ant-Man where he has the Wasp. But I felt like Ant-Man, considering it's a heist movie, the only two that were really doing anything was Ant-Man and Louise. Like, those are the only two that were really doing anything in the entire movie when it comes to the heist. And that was kind of disappointing. But right. When it comes to the movie itself,
we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about Ant-Man. I'm talking about Guardians now. Guardians, I just thought when it comes to the teamwork, I thought that was great. I really like the characters. I love the visuals. Visually, it looked great, and I still think it looks great. The makeup is excellent. I think it was actually nominated for an Oscar for makeup. I believe it. I think the second one was as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's in my top 5 somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember.
We'll have to go through our. Can you make, while we're talking about Ultron? Can you make your letterbox and rank them?
Yeah, actually, I already did. I don't remember where they are though. Let me look up my letterbox.
Okay.
But I have to reorganize it because this is before rewatching a lot of these. I did this like a few weeks ago, just to have one. So and if I rewatch it, I could start moving around shit. But
right.
I'll get it ready. But anyway, yeah, I like Guardians. He hates it, but whatever. This guy fucking hates it. He thought it was the worst movie since 9/11. But
since Dark World.
Since Dark World. No, he actually likes Dark World. He thought it was great. What a dingus. All right, Guardians is my number 3. I'd probably put it number 4 now, though.
From where we're at right now, though, right? Or you mean in general?
No, it was number 3 before I rewatched it. I would probably put it number 4 now after rewatching it, because I would say I would say I like Iron Man just a little bit more. Because Iron Man's number 4 on my list. Here's my top 5. I'll tell you my top 5. Here's my top 5. 5 Civil War, 4 Iron Man, 3 Guardians, 2 Avengers, and 1 Captain America Winter Soldier.
Interesting.
Do you want to know my whole list? I'll just tell you that.
Let's hear the whole list so far.
All right.
Of just movies we've seen.
Okay, I'll skip the ones that we didn't see yet. All right. Oh shit. All right, I'll do the 18, but I'll just skip the.
Hold up, 1 second.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was gonna say just this is for the podcast, not for this kid. I made this list ahead of time. I will change it once I start watching these movies again, like Ant-Man and Spider-Man. I just rewatched recently, but I'll watch it again, I guess. I mean, I literally just watched that again like 2 months ago. Same thing for Thor. Guardians I've watched so many times that I really don't need. Guardians 2 I watched so many times I don't really need to see it again. Black Panther I just saw a month ago, so that's another one. You back?
Yeah.
I was waiting until you got back. I was rambling.
Yeah. Okay. So for whatever reason, my Skype's acting up, so it's making your voice not sound. It sounds kind of crackly. We'll get through this and we'll reset everything. But we're good to push through the rest of the podcast.
Maybe it's not Skype. Maybe it's just my mic. I don't know. I hope not, because it's not gonna sound good in the recording.
No, it could be. We'll see. It's not that bad.
Okay. All right.
We'll push through. Because I'll be having Ultron now.
Okay, so all right, just real quick, I'll just do it. I'll skip the ones that we haven't seen yet, but I'm going to say the ranking for top 18. 18 Incredible Hulk, 17 Thor the Dark World. Excuse me. Number 16 Iron Man 2, 15 Thor, 14 Iron Man 3, 13 is a movie we haven't talked about, 12, 11, 10 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. 9 is a movie we didn't talk about yet. 6 is a movie we didn't talk about yet. 7 is a movie we didn't talk about yet. 6 is Captain America, the first one. And then 5 is Civil War. I already said that before, so I'll just say it now, even though we didn't talk about it yet. 4 Iron Man, 3 Guardians, 2 Avengers, and 1 Captain America Winter Soldier. And Civil War might change, because I haven't seen it again since it came out, so who knows.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun talk then.
I'm assuming you liked it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hated it. It's worse than Guardians.
So I haven't ranked Guardians to Ragnarok or Spider-Man.
Okay.
So I got... this is order of worst to best.
Okay.
Hulk, Dark World, Iron Man 2, Thor, Guardians, Iron Man 3, First Avenger. I'll just say I got Age of Ultron.
Yeah, go ahead. Say
Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and then Avengers 1.
Oh, okay. Winter Soldier number 2?
Yep.
All right, cool. I thought Black Panther would be ahead.
That's swapping back and forth between Black Panther, so it depends on when I watch that.
I think Winter Soldier is more unique. Like, I get Black Panther is a big cultural thing, but I think Captain America does a really good job of, like, just balancing the story.
It's its own standalone movie, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I just definitely need to watch Black Panther again now that I have a lot more knowledge around everything.
I would say Black Panther is a good standalone movie too. I mean, they reference something that happened in Civil War, but besides that, like, you could watch it and not have seen any of the other ones, which I'm sure a lot of people did because it's the highest grossing Marvel movie ever in America, at least.
It's also the third highest grossing in domestically now.
Just movie in general, I think it's like third.
I think it passed Titanic today.
It passed Jurassic World and Titanic, so that means Avatar and Star Wars is the only other ones.
And it's not passing those.
I can't believe Avatar. I like thinking about it now. Avatar is such a forgotten movie. I can't believe that is.
It's not a good movie.
I think it's a good looking movie. I still think it is because I saw it like a year ago and I was like, oh my god, this movie still looks good.
It looks great, but it's not a good movie though.
You know what? But you could say that, and I do agree for the most part. I loved it when it first came out because I saw it in IMAX and shit. And it was incredible. But I still like it. There's moments in that movie that are really great, and there's even some character moments I like. But I do agree that it should not be number one worldwide. No,
like that
is the worldwide number one movie of all time still.
That is literally the most predictable movie in the history of movies.
But you can say that about Black Panther. Black Panther's very predictable. Like, you know exactly where it's going. But you can say that about this movie, Guardians. You can say that about almost any Marvel movie.
Yeah, sure. But I feel
Dark Knight can't
Avatar
say that.
Specifically, there's such a fucking blatant, obvious, like...
Yeah.
All right, you got to go in there and be one of them.
Yeah.
And I immediately, like, whatever age I was back then, like, I remember I was like, oh, he's not going to want to come back.
You know what would have been great? If he went there and he hated it. And
that would have been a bigger twist.
That would have been amazing. He's like, no, carpet bomb those motherfuckers.
Yeah, see, they should do
that would be amazing. Well, then people wouldn't like that movie. Like, you know, regular audience members, like people that just go in to shovel food in their mouth. They'd be like, what the hell?
I did. Yeah. What the hell?
What the hell? He just starts carpet bombing these fucking cat people, or wherever they were supposed to be. What do they call again? The
Na'vi.
The Na'vi. That's what I was gonna say that, but I thought that was wrong. But no, that's right. But whatever. All right. I guess that's a good thing to end it off with, because when it comes to visuals, Avatar looks very similar to Guardians, I think.
Okay, so let's wrap it up.
All right.
Ultron.
All right, let's wrap this up, baby. All right, let me get my picture. All right, so Age of Ultron.
I fucking love the opening scene. Yeah. And I'm so glad we got a cool shot, like, right off the bat.
All right, I will say this. Rewatching this movie, I really liked it the first time I saw it. It was very similar to, I guess, Thor 2 in a way, where I really liked it, and then I didn't hate it or dislike it. I just liked it less. Considerably less. I was like, okay, now I'm starting getting bored in the theater. I was like, okay, now none of it's a surprise. I don't know. I was just getting bored. I wasn't having a good time the second time I watched it. And then I watched it this time, and I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. And so much so that I had this, like, number 14 on my list, and I moved it all the way up to 10.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a fun movie. It really is. It's not as good as the first movie.
No.
No, hell no.
I think that the opening scene...
Yeah,
it's super fun. I love seeing Hawkeye kind of like run around in the forest, you know.
Yeah.
I love that opening shot where they're all jumping, you know, where you can just pause it and make a badass like wallpaper right there.
I like that, but it's if you pause it and look at some of their stances, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, you see Black Widow like pointing the gun and like I don't know, it's so dumb looking. Hawkeye's like, I don't know. I can't even explain it. Just look at the picture. Just look at everybody. It's just like Hulk looks cool. Cap looks cool. He's on the motorcycle. Iron Man, you know, he's always flying around. But I don't know. Just there's some. I was just like, that looks so goofy. I love it though. I like that it looks goofy. That's not even a complaint. I like that it's dumb looking because it's supposed to. I mean, it's a giant green dude and a guy in a Stars and Stripes uniform and an iron dude and a girl in all spandex and a guy with a bow and arrow and. Like all these,
it's getting weird now.
A bleach blonde guy with a hammer,
as Hawkeye says later on.
Yeah,
and I will say, I still think to date, I think it has the best shot in a Marvel movie.
I really love that shot, and I was really upset when I saw this movie, and no one really reacted to that. That seems like a reaction worthy shot. And you talk about the one where they're fighting the Ultron bots at the end.
If they made a repica of that. Like, I would buy that.
That was awesome. Cap's doing the flip, and Vision's flying around, and Iron Man's flying around. And
I think like they just thought of that spiral shot in Avengers 1 and said, now let's make it action, but with everyone else that we have now.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think it's still the best shot, I think.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Everyone's working together.
It's a really good looking shot.
They got like this crazy choreography where they're passing off to each other, you know, like Hulk's fucking chomping down on some shit.
Yeah, he's biting Ultron heads off, and Cap's beating people with his shield, and keeps going to Scarlet Witch, who's ripping them apart.
Yeah, and then Vision, Thor, and Iron Man just go in on Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I see, and this is what I'm saying. This is the crux of my argument with how I rank movies. The way I'm doing it, because I'm totally outside the bubble, is I didn't have a disappointment with this because I didn't have to wait so long for a follow up to like what are the everyone was waiting for the Avengers. It was awesome. Oh shit, another Avengers, and yeah, like the villain in this, it's so weird because like the Avengers caused their own problem,
Well, Iron Man.
Yeah. So like he caused a problem. And so they're fighting it off, and it's like weird because they're fighting AI. It's weird, right? But I also don't have to wait. What is it, like 4 years for another one?
Yeah, it was actually I think it was 3 years. Yeah, but
I have to wait 3 years for another one, and I didn't have to wait forever for this. So for me, this was another movie in the lineup, and I thought it was super fun. Like I loved it a lot because I thought, oh, this is another good movie. They're all teamed together again. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I like that again. Like I like how Marvel does this, where each movie, especially the Avengers ones, but each one has something to do with the next one in a way where like this one really builds up that Civil War stuff that we see a year later, because there's a part where they just straight up start fighting each other over the Vision, not Division.
They fight each other a lot in these movies.
Yeah, no, but that part was like they actually start fighting. Like there's that part that I love where Cap and Iron Man are cutting wood outside of Hawkeye's house, which is great just thinking about.
Yeah,
and then Cap just like destroys that piece of wood.
Yeah, he plies it up with his hands, and you see the piles. He has a much bigger pile.
Yeah, he has a way bigger pile, and Iron Man says, "Stop taking from my pile." Like this is like little things like that, like little arguments and things they say to each other.
And this is what I appreciate most about Ultron is it wasn't a bigger movie than Avengers. I don't think.
No.
Even though there's a city fucking floating, and like if we drop that shit, like the world would die.
Yeah.
It still didn't feel like the stakes were that high.
No, because everybody's still being goofy.
Yeah, but the characters were nailed down so well.
Yeah.
Like their interactions were so good.
Even the new characters.
We got to see. What was that?
I said even the new characters. And
I thought first off, I thought it was super cool that mutants were added, but they got like explained so they didn't have to go through being mutants,
Yeah, because they're not allowed to call them mutants. You know that, right?
Right, yeah. They're
Fox
X-Men.
owns mutants.
Yeah, but they explained around it because they had the rights to it.
Yeah, they still have the rights to have them. They just can't call them Quicksilver or Scarlet Witch. Not that they call any character their alter ego, I guess. Really, I mean.
No, they call Captain.
Yeah, you go call
him
Cap and stuff, but no one calls her Black Widow or anything, right? No one calls Hawkeye, right? They just call him, what's his name? I forgot his actual name, but don't they just call him by their whatever name?
Quint and Natasha.
Yeah, Quint. Yeah, Quicksilver. They call him that obviously because. X-Men owns that. Same thing with Scarlet.
Are you sure they're not allowed to call them the names?
No, they're not.
They're allowed to call them their names. They're not allowed to call them mutants or X-Men.
I don't think they're allowed to call them that because they don't call them that.
They own rights to them.
I'm not sure how it works. I don't think they're allowed to because they call him Quicksilver because in X-Men, the new movies, Quicksilver is a character in there and it's like a different, completely different Quicksilver. And I don't think they can because I think it's just a names thing because they're not really a part of the X-Men. They show up randomly, but because they're a part of that universe, like that X-Men universe, which is the same thing as the Marvel universe, but because it's all connected, it should be at least. But Fox owns whatever. But I don't know how it works. I really don't know how it works. But I think that's the reason why you don't really hear their name. I don't think in the credits they're labeled Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna check the credits, but keep going. What do you think of the movie? Like your second time, we're gonna talk about that.
I really enjoyed it this time. I knew what I was getting into. Like this one, I didn't have the same problem I had with Iron Man 3, where the first trailer for this one tried to make it look dramatic, and I didn't. Unlike Iron Man 3, I kind of wanted that because Iron Man has yet to be like in a dramatic movie. Not that I really wanted it to be like overly dramatic, but something that's serious. When they showed the trailer for this one, and Ultron's like quoting shit from Pinocchio and stuff in a dramatic way, I was like, I mean, this is a good trailer and all, but not exactly what I want from an Avengers movie, Especially since the first one was so much fun. I would like more of that, just, maybe change up here and there, but just don't have it be completely dramatic. And they luckily didn't do that. The first trailer was just bullshit, pretty much. And the other trailers conveyed more of what the movie was actually going to be, which is just a fun little romp. I like the parts of just the Avengers hanging out, having beers, talking about their love interests. Like Thor's talking about Jane and who was it? It was who is he talking to? He's talking to someone saying like, "Oh, my love interest is better than your love interest." And like little moments like that I really liked. Can
we talk about how fucking awesome the scene with the hammer was?
Oh yeah. Where they have the scene where everybody's trying to pick up the hammer, and Cap moves it a little bit. I was like, oh!
You see Thor's face fucking almost like lose it.
He's like,
he would look like he was about to be out of a job for a second.
And he's like, nah.
And he kept moving like, oh, see, not a big deal.
Yeah, he said, no. And he says, y'all not worthy. Which I'm like, hold on, Captain America is probably way more worthy than you, Thor, so fuck you. Like, Captain America, wouldn't it be dope if he had a shield and a hammer? Oh my god. But whatever.
But I thought that scene was great, and then, when Vision hands him it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we should go, guys. He just hands it to Thor, and Thor's like, all right, we should go. And I'm assuming that's because he has one of the Infinity Stones in his head. Or maybe he's just worthy. I don't know. I guess he's just worthy.
Maybe, yeah.
I think the Infinity Gems, or Stones, whatever the fuck they're called, I think they bestow you with godlike powers, so maybe the whole part of you being worthy doesn't matter if you have an Infinity Stone in your head. Or he's just worthy. I don't know. Vision seems like he's worthy. But how come Captain America ain't worthy?
So they're
maybe Cap is worthy, but he knew he could pick it up and he felt bad for Thor and he just like put it down. That's why he wiggled a little bit. Maybe that's why, because Cap's a good man. Anyway, go ahead.
I can't find a scene, or I can't find anything with the credits saying the names, but the credits also don't say anything else's names.
Oh, okay.
They just say Elizabeth Olsen or Chris Evans or whoever. They don't say who they're starring as.
Oh, I sneezed. Really?
But everywhere I see it, like the cast listing, it has like it has Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch there.
So all right, so they can use the name. I think
they just can't use. Because I typed into Google. Let me see. I'll type it again. It was, why can't Marvel call them mutants?
Yeah, and they have the rights to mutants, the word. I don't know why. Yeah, no, I guess so. Yeah, where I'm looking, they call it Quicksilver.
Let's see.
But they never call him that in the movie, is what I'm saying. And they never call her Scarlet Witch. I don't think they call her Scarlet Witch in any of the movies she's in. I mean, she's only been in, 2 at this point, but whatever. She's been in this and Civil War.
Yeah, because both Marvel and X-Men can use, or not X-Men, both Marvel and Fox can use Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Okay. For some reason, I thought I heard they couldn't use the name, and that's why they made them look a little bit different than they do in the comics. Because in the comics, like Scarlet Witch has she still has red hair. That's why it's Scarlet, and she's a.
Oh, well, what's that guy's name? It's Feige, I think.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, Feige. It's a little complicated, he said, about the rights involved in the sibling characters. If they want to use them in the X-Men movies, they could. If we wanted to use them in the Avengers movie, we could.
Okay. Just can't call them mutants. All right. Well, I like those characters. And I like that this is a good example of that they will... Again, we're in spoiler. We're talking spoilers for this movie if you haven't seen it for some reason. But it's a good example of how they will end up killing someone. They will get rid of someone, even if it's a character they just introduced. But they're not gonna just keep everybody alive forever. You know, they killed someone off. They just introduced in the movie, and he's dead. He's not in any of the other movies. He ain't come back. They didn't repair his ass.
Really quick, Marvel and Fox both are able to use the scrolls.
Oh yeah, it's the scrolls. Oh okay, yeah. Well, actually, I heard that Phase 4 is gonna involve the scrolls. So
they said that the scrolls might be a good way to involve the X-Men back into it. So we might see that for Phase 4.
They fight the scrolls.
Which will be nice because I'm down for I know the deal hasn't actually made it through yet, right?
No, I think there's a big rumor that it's gonna fall through.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah, I thought I heard something there's a. Hold on, let me look. But it looks like someone else is trying to buy 20th Century Fox. And if that happens, then shit. I put Century Fox. What the fuck am I doing? 20th Century Fox. I'm sure that'll bring up whatever. But
let's figure that out, because that's interesting to talk about.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw someone talk about it on Twitter, and I looked it up real quick, and I saw an article saying like there's rumor. It's only rumors right now, so it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably gonna be fine. But there's rumors that there's a lot of fallout. And to be fair, there was rumors before they decided to buy 20th Century Fox that Disney was gonna buy 20th Century Fox, and it did happen. So that rumor could be true that it's falling out.
With how much goodwill everyone thought of that deal. Yeah. I'd be shocked if Disney didn't pony up even more money after that.
Yeah, but they were going into debt, I heard from that, right? Because they went, how much did they offer them again? I forgot. It was like an insane amount. Wasn't like, it wasn't 10 billion, right? It was something like that. It was a lot of money. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, but if anyone's gonna make that back, it's Disney.
Yeah, but Disney also paid what, $4 billion for Star Wars, and I don't think they've paid that back yet. I mean, they've made about that much in box office, but you have to take all the cuts and stuff. But I'm sure in merchandise.
$66.1 billion.
Oh shit, that's way more than I thought. It's 66. Whew. I thought I also heard that they had go into debt a little bit because they either didn't have enough or they didn't want to use their own money for that, so they kind of.
Well, they would buy that, and then Disney would assume about $14 billion of Fox's debt.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Their debt. Okay. All right. So yeah, they would have to pay $80 billion. That means because they would take their debt and then also buy them for $66 billion. Shit.
So wait. Oh wait. So they bought them for $52 billion, and then assuming that $13.7 billion, that makes it $66 billion.
60. Okay. All right.
So it's after the debt.
Okay, that's still bad though. That's a lot of money. Oh, we get to see Kingsman in the next Avengers. My boy Caesar.
You know how much money they're fucking making through all this shit?
But I'm trying to think all the 20th Century Fox franchises besides X-Men. What else do they have? I guess Deadpool. Deadpool makes a lot of money.
But here's the thing.
But what else?
All they need is X-Men, because that provides another 2 phases in the Marvel universe that people are totally up for.
But they have a lot of characters they haven't even used yet in the comics.
Oh yeah, but you tell me that well, because I know
X-Men would be huge, but don't get me wrong, yeah, and Fantastic Four too. Remember that, because they'll have that too, because that's Fox.
And that because I think that's the next 2 phases right there, right? Like you could do something with the Silver Surfer being one of the big ones,
Galactus.
and you could do the
Galactus is like a big villain that they could use.
It's Avengers vs. X-Men being one of the big ones too. That opens up so many more movies. And again, all this shit is just more toys and shit that they're gonna fucking make hand over fist over.
Yeah, the merchandising is gonna be insane.
That's where all the majority.
That's where I think most. I think I could be wrong, but I think a lot of the money they made from Star Wars has been just from the merchandise. I mean, a good 40% of it so far has been merchandise.
Yeah,
and everything else is ticket sales.
Even if they're making $1 billion off these movies, that's still only $1 billion. Mm-hmm. The toys make so much money. They have such a high profit margin.
That's why the Cars movies are so popular. The Cars movies never usually never made a ton of money compared to Frozen or whatever other Disney properties, but the merchandise was insane for those movies. Those movies would make double the amount in just merchandise alone.
Right.
It was insane. Everybody wanted, which is weird because if no kids really, I mean they're watching it obviously, but if a kid watches it, say 40 million kids watched it, I don't know how 500 million toys are being sold. I don't know.
You sell the full set.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What full set? No one likes any of the characters besides Mater. That's only I guess some people like Lightning.
No, but then the kid buys one, and then they always want to buy another one.
No, fuck that. You get one. Now go clean your room.
I'd be shocked if it fell through, just because I know Disney would be ready to pony up more, because Disney's fucking huge right now. I would be shocked if Disney didn't want to totally own that top 10 everything grossing, They're close.
Yeah, they are close. I mean, China's kind of screwing with them. Because China, some movies come out in China, and they might buy out China at one point. But but there's some like Chinese-made movies that are doing insane business over there. Like there's like a movie called like The Mermaid or some shit that came out like a couple years ago that did like alone in China like $500 million, which is insane. That's alone. It didn't come over here, so we didn't worry about that. But it was about a mermaid. Like we have to put about 5 million superheroes in one movie for it to make 500 million. Fucking China puts a mermaid. Oh, it's good. They made a remake of Some Like It Hot that I heard was really huge in China.
We're doing the wrong business, man.
Yeah, we should just remake. Oh, we do that already, but they don't do well. Oops. Uh-oh.
We make the first Chinese podcast for movies.
Oh, that's great. We just talk about the movies we'll never watch. Another Chinese movie came out, made a lot of money.
Anyway, back to Ultron.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to talk too much about Ultron. Ultron is a fun movie, but it's kind of.
I love Hawkeye in his movie though.
I do love Hawkeye.
Steals a lot of the show in here.
Yeah.
Which is again, I think that's why people are bummed because I know I'm bummed not seeing him around. Even if I'm sure he'll show up.
Yeah, I'm sure he will too.
But
like in Civil War, he shows up.
Yeah, even unexpectedly.
Which was cool, actually. I like that.
Great, it wasn't unexpectedly because he's on the poster, but whatever.
Can I just say one thing I thought was funny in this movie? There's one scene where they're talking about Wakanda, like they're referencing Black Panther, and talk about Wakanda, and everybody's around a table like talking about what they're gonna do, and they show Andy Serkis's character at one point on a picture, and everybody's there just talking in the foreground, and then in the background you just see Hawkeye sitting at a table doing nothing. He's the only one in the background just sitting there doing nothing. He's just like, all right. And then he gets up at one point, like kind of walks towards them, and you just feel like how awkward it is because he's just like, hey guys, what are you talking about?
Right.
Can I join the conversation? Hello?
Oh, but
no one knows he's there.
I will say, like, I think that line, or I think that all these little like funny moments just culminate to that one scene with him and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, no, that's a great scene, and I really like that they have
one of my favorite lines in the franchise to this date still.
And I like that they gave him because they give him a really big role in this, especially when you find out like, I guess they really wanted that, which is I still think is a weird relationship, the random ass like love story between Black Widow and Bruce Banner, and I guess they felt bad for Hawkeye because Hawkeye had a little bit of chemistry with Black Widow in the first movie. So they just gave him a family that no one knows about. Like, hey, he has a family. There you go. Don't worry about him. He has a love interest. He's got Velma from Scooby-Doo. There you go. The girl that played Velma. There you go. That's his wife. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And that whole love story with those two, I feel like it's so random. You know, like Black Widow's supposed to be this kind of tough, badass, character. You know. And I feel like it was just so random how they gave her a love interest, especially when it's Mark Ruffalo, who's like 20 years older than her, which is weird. And even in the movie, he looks like he's 20 years older than her. So I don't know.
I would like to think it's almost like even like a power trip of her being able to control the Hulk.
Yeah, no, I get that, yeah, power trip, but I also get the whole thing like they're both broken humans in a way because Black Widow was pretty much tortured. She was Red Sparrowed when she was younger, and I guess Bruce Banner's just broken because he's like, oh, if I get angry, I turn into a green man, But,
right.
And also, I like how immediately they start a relationship, even though in the Incredible Hulk, which we just watched a few weeks ago, he has a love interest that I guess she's just gone. I mean, not that I give a fuck.
Well, she's gone, and he looks different. It's weird. And
it's really weird considering Civil War, they bring back the General from Incredible Hulk, so it's still associated to that movie. It's still
canon.
It's still canon, so that woman's just like, where's Bruce? And he's just like,
she sees him.
He's banging Black Widow. Yeah, she sees him, all right.
This is the movie where Hulk and Iron Man have that giant fight.
And you know what? All right, this is one thing. I know I'm criticizing this movie a lot, even though I really enjoyed it. Unless you want to say something real quick before I criticize.
No, go for it.
I never had a problem with all the Iron Man stuff whenever he's in the suit and you just see all the black around him and stuff, and it's all the you know what I'm talking about when he's in the suit. Yeah, the face shots. Until this movie, rewatching it, I felt like a lot of those were really awkward Like whenever he makes a joke or he says a line while he's in the suit, it felt it felt odd, and the jokes were
a lot more of those.
The jokes were falling flat. No, but it was fine, and even in Civil War, it was fine. Like even the part where he's just like, it's in the trailer where he's just like, "I was your friend too." Like there's little things that actually he does a good job in that suit, but in here it felt weird whenever he would say something. There was like a little echo to his voice that felt odd. I don't know. It was strange.
I never had an issue with it.
And even when he was saying some of the jokes, it was like they weren't falling flat as jokes, but some of his reactionary things, like when he was like when he punched out Hulk's tooth and he just like looked, he was like, "I'm sorry," like just little things like that. He just didn't sell me on it. I didn't mind that. Yeah. Well, there was one shot I love, the one where he's like, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep," and he's just like beating his face.
Yeah,
that was good. I like that, but I don't know. That's a little thing. But besides that, I have other complaints.
Standard Tony Stark trying to be funny constantly, and sometimes the jokes hit, sometimes they don't, just because that's just him as a person.
But yeah, I felt like the jokes definitely didn't hit.
Oh,
it felt like his jokes were a little... Wait, go ahead.
That reminds me of the roadie scene, where he's like, and then I said, what was it?
Yeah. That is a great scene. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, where he's just like, so anyway, I swooped in and I was being a badass, and then what was it, Thor that showed up? And
it was like bam.
Thor was like, oh yeah, that's impressive. Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you guys don't even laugh. That line gets a reaction from everyone else besides you guys. And then like 5 minutes later, he does it again, and everyone's like laughing. He's like, all right, that's how it is.
Yeah, and no, he gives it that look. He's like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to go.
You know what? We didn't mention Falcon and Captain America's thing together.
We could talk about him in here. He shows up for a half.
Yeah, I like Falcon a lot.
I like that actor a lot.
It's cool because wasn't he with someone too?
What do you mean?
Who does he play a movie with as well in the MCU?
Ooh, I think you're right. I don't remember though.
I know he plays a movie with someone else.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll look it up.
I like cause he's kind of like he's the most normal person I think out of everyone. Like him and Hawkeye.
Yeah. He's normal, but he's also he's a little bit. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but he's a little bit more.
He's a techie. That's his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and he has a really good relationship with Captain America. I like that relationship. Do you like that one at least? I know you don't like the Bucky stuff, but
no, I liked it a lot. I like Falcon a lot.
And I really like him and Bucky stuff in Civil War, which we'll get to next week. I know we keep talking about movies we haven't. Well, I've seen at least. Oh, Hurt Locker. He's with Hawkeye. You ever see the Hurt Locker? He's in that movie.
Oh, okay.
And Jeremy Renner. That was like his big movie, Jeremy Renner's. So there you go.
Yeah, I like how he's just like hanging out with these guys after in other movies.
Right. Oh, he was in that Detroit movie, which had Finn from Star Wars. Yeah, that's Disney.
Oh, fuck.
It's Disney. Close enough. Oh, he was in The Night Before. You ever saw that?
No.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in that. He played Robin in Dark Knight Rises. See? Like DC.
Good for him.
Yeah, there you go. No, I'm going to keep making connections. All right. He was in a movie with Ben Affleck, Batman.
Called Ben Affleck.
He was in a movie with Dwayne Johnson, Shazam, or Black Adam, whatever. And he was in no, that's it. Oh no, he was in a movie with Josh Brolin, Thanos.
Oh shit.
And Cable. That boy needs to stop. He's in too many movies. Josh Brolin.
Oh, he's not in Infinity War.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He says the N-word. I saw that. Saw that article. So I made a fake joke article. Oh, Josh Brolin confirms Thanos says the N-word. I'm like, damn. All right.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? Because that would make him a real.
He is real villain. He can murder half the universe, but if he says the N-word, that's the real villain right there. He says the N-word. Josh Brolin confirms he says the N-word. Yep, definitely. That's great. By the way, any other favorite scenes in this movie? I got a few actually.
So that line again with Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch, where it was like,
yeah,
I just saved a woman that could like carry stuff with their mind from crazy AI that's lifting a town into the above the planet, and I'm just a man with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, nothing makes sense.
None of this does make sense.
Yeah. But it was a funny line, but it was also like a nice little, like, hey man, if you go out there, it doesn't matter what you have, you're an Avenger. I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was a good line.
That's a good line. And it's weird that you think that's a line that Captain America would say. That's straight up a Captain America line. That last part, not the comedic part. But like he would say, like, you go out there, you're an Avenger. Like we're soldiers, right? That's right, USA. He'd say that.
Which I'm glad that he's on Cap's side.
He is on Cap's side, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I don't know why Black Widow was on his side. I mean, it makes sense in Civil War, but come on, Black Widow. You don't even like Iron Man. Come on.
There was that scene. What other scenes?
I really like the we talked about.
I liked Vision coming back into it. I got Paul Bettany's Vision.
Yeah, I really like him as the Vision, or Vision, I should say, because every time I say the Vision, I'm thinking of fucking math, and I don't want to do that. But
I like when they were creating him, and they were fighting to stop it,
and Thor just said, "Fuck this."
Yeah, Thor just popped in, and said, "Nope." Came in there, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'll make him. He's my son. He says that. Thor says that. You know what? I thought the whole part where he goes into the tub of wonderment, or whatever the fuck, when he goes in that like hot tub, whatever the fuck that was. Remember?
Show off his abs.
Yeah, he showed his abs, and like Idris Elba says, "Ragnarok, it's coming, boy." 3 years later, like, all right, or 2 years later, actually, I guess. But
yeah. No,
I thought that was all like. Marvel's usually smarter about like promoting their next movie in the movie they currently have out right now. Like Iron Man 2 and this one are the two main culprits of like they're really trying to hype up the next movie. And Iron Man 2, watching it now, it's actually a little bit smarter than it was at the time. You know, it's like, oh, okay, it's not too bad in Iron Man 2 now. Like at the time, it just felt like they were beating you over the head. Avengers, here's Nick Fury, here he is. He's still building that team. And this, it just after Thor Ragnarok came out, it felt so unnecessary in this. Like you didn't need that whole like 5-minute sequence where he meets up with the scientist from Thor 1 and 2, who just does absolutely nothing. He just shows up to get a paycheck, and he goes into a cave, and for 5 minutes he sees visions. I don't know. And then that's why he knew to resurrect Vision, because he had the Infinity Stone, I guess. Because he talks about it. It's an Infinity Stone on his forehead. So it felt unnecessary, completely unnecessary. They could easily cut that out. I could probably edit that out of the movie. It wouldn't be a difference.
Right, I could see that. You know what? One of my favorite things was a Scarlet Witch getting in everyone's mind.
Yeah, I really like that, especially when she does that to Hulk, of course. And I love that. I really did. And I like Scarlet Witch as a character. Just as like.
I want the big one. I want the big guy, and then you see Mark Ruffalo there looking fucking terrified.
Yeah. It's a really good.
But that was good, like seeing Iron Man, like seeing his ultimate like fear of seeing everyone lose because of him.
Yeah, right. And that's why at the end he dips. Like
I did like the. They had that in the trailer too, looking like they were about to get fucked up.
What part?
Yeah, with Cap's broken shield.
Oh yeah. You know what? Okay, that's another one that I was like, eh. In fact, I mean, I know it's supposed to be Infinity War. I get it, but it's just and when Cap says you did this, I'm like, yeah, you're goddamn right he did. I mean, I don't know why Thanos. That's his fault, but I don't know. I guess that was mainly supposed to be like an Ultron vision, right? Like. Because he says you done this, so I guess that's supposed to be what happens when Ultron takes over. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so, but it made more sense as an Infinity War thing, because Ultron was a fucking pussy in this movie. Let me just say that. I liked him. I know I liked him as a character, but he is a pussy. He didn't.
Yeah.
He killed Quicksilver. That's it. And Quicksilver, to be honest, like Quicksilver died, but he could have fucking. He's faster than a bullet. He could have got out of there and brought Jeremy Renner and that one kid or whatever the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
too.
but
why do you move him and then go back into the bullet fire? Like,
here's my defense of that is you can tell he's still harnessing his power, because like there's sometimes like I think earlier in that scene, that fight scene, he runs. He has to stop. He has to take his breath.
Yeah, he does. His breath. Yeah, and there's that one part where he's not exactly great with knowing what's happening, even when he's quicker than everybody. That one part where Jeremy Renner shoots the glass under him, and he's just like, there's a bullet coming up, and he's like, what the fuck? And he just falls down.
Yeah, so like I'd say that it's just mostly him being really naive and not using his power the right way.
But he could have still moved to the right a little bit.
In the grand scheme of things, I love Hawkeye, but like that was a bad trade, my man.
Yeah, right. A little kid.
You might have wanted the guy that can run faster than anything on your team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, no, Scarlet Witch makes sense. Yeah.
No. I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about that shitty kid or whatever he saved. Yeah.
No, because Quicksilver sacrificed for Hawkeye and that kid.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Hawkeye, but if he died, I mean, unless Hawkeye like somehow shoots the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand at one point, then I don't see him being a useful component later on. Imagine that's what he does. He shoots he has like a sticky thing arrow where he like shoots it onto the gauntlet and he tugs it off of his hand. Oh, and then like decapitates him. He decapitates him with his shield. And it's like violent. It's like really bloody. That's how he dies. Hawkeye is the reason. I'm calling it here. That's why they're not showing him in the poster.
He's Thanos.
Yeah, he's that. Oh, he transforms into Thanos. He touches that stupid red shit that came out of Natalie Portman's butt and it turned him into Thanos. Anyway, Age of Ultron's good. It's a fun movie. I do actually like the Quicksilver death, by the way. Even though it's silly, I do like he repeats that line. You know, like, you didn't see that coming, did you? I'd just stand here and die. And he just falls over. And
I don't know. I think it's fun. It was originally higher on my list.
Okay.
I think I just bumped Ant-Man over that though.
Okay. I had a good time though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I do like Ultron as a villain. I mean, or as a character. As a villain, he's kind of ineffectual, but as a character, I like him. I thought James Spader did a great job, and he has a lot of funny moments too. I really like that part with Andy Serkis actually, where he rips off his arm on mistake. He's like, "Ooh, oh shit, okay, sorry." I really like that moment actually, and of course Andy Serkis. He's not as great as he is in Black Panther here. He's a little bit more toned down. He does have that moment where he offers them candy though, which I thought was funny.
Right. So, all right. So
there you go.
Now that we're going to do another podcast soon.
No,
I don't know what our schedule is.
It's canceled. Sorry.
Do we know when we're putting up that podcast? Is it usual on Friday, or are we doing something weird with it, or what are we doing?
It's during the weekend sometime. How about that? Well, the next one will be on Friday because we were going to record it before Friday. But there's times where obviously we don't record it before Friday, so can't post it on Friday. But I would like to keep it on either a Friday or a Saturday schedule, I guess. So, because I think that makes more sense because these are long podcasts and people are off for the weekend. So if they really want to listen to them, they can.
Right.
I do want to make them. I mean, there's people. I look at the analytics and people do watch these. I do want more people to comment though, because there's times where I'm just like, are people even watching these? I mean, are they just clicking on it and then saying fuck it and leave? Yeah.
Right. Well. So here's the thing: is these are kind of like marred up because of the whole Marvel Infinity War. Mm-hmm. Once Infinity War rolls past and we're done with that, I think the only major thing we have left is do our 2017 wrap up, which is going to happen so late into 2018. But fuck it.
Yeah. Or we still have like other big movies too, like Deadpool.
No. Is what I'm saying is that.
Yeah, no, we don't have
once we're done with Marvel.
Yeah, we don't have an annual thing, I guess. Not annual,
yeah, we don't have to. It's strictly like current movie talk, which would be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this isn't fun either, but it'll be a lot more focused, I should say.
More focused, unless you want to do like let's do a marathon for all the Adam Sandler movies. Let's do that.
I brought up ideas of other marathons we should do, and definitely we won't be under pressure to finish them anytime soon, so we can definitely do that at a slower pace.
You know what one I really want to do? Because I really want to watch these movies or his movies again, because I haven't watched a lot of them. No, not Nolan. I was thinking Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that was the one I suggested too.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. I've actually seen most of his movies. Like
no, you know what recently. I want next? I want next is that VHS one I suggested.
Okay, when we watch each one, it's only 3 movies, so we could do that quick, and then we rank them.
We do that, and we rank each short.
But that should be for the ranksters, though.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Don't spoil it.
No one's watching. It's fine. No one will notice. Copyright, by the way.
All right. Well, what was it? So next episode, it's gonna be Ant-Man, Civil War, and Doctor Strange.
Yep. And then after that will be.
That's the hard part, though. That's what I'm saying, is that we're kind of weird on the schedule here. So.
Well, we'll have another week after this one, right? So it'll be good.
Oh, right. Okay,
yeah.
I'm getting that week
off.
Okay,
we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
So Ant-Man, Civil War, and Doctor Strange. The week after will be Guardians,
2,
Spider-Man, Thor, and we'll join. We're not gonna. I know you're not going to. I will. But we'll revisit Black Panther.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if I need to watch it again, but
I only watched it once, so
I saw it 3 times, so I'm good.
Again. Yeah, I'm watching it again.
You know, I'm not racist. Yeah, I saw it 3 times. Okay, I supported it.
Yeah, well, did you support The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, I saw it 5 times in the theater.
Oh, you watched it again?
I saw it twice in the first. Well, I didn't see it until a week after it came out because I was busy, and then I saw it that day. I saw it a couple days after. I saw it again like a couple weeks after that because it was still in theaters because it was making a lot of money. Then I saw it like maybe a month and a half ago, and then I watched it again because it's on digital right now. And
I count theaters.
Well, fuck you! I watched it. You didn't say watch it in theaters.
Yeah, watch it in theaters.
Fuck you. Go to hell. All right.
So those 3. We're gonna watch Isle of Dogs. I'll probably watch Acrimony by then, so we can talk shit about that. And then we're saving. I'm gonna watch Blockers next weekend, so that'll be for one afterwards.
I guess that's what's gonna happen.
All right, guys. Follow me at Depunked.
Fucking bullshit.
Follow Gore at.
I saw Greatest Showman 5 times. Suck my dick.
Nah.
I don't need this.
Fake ass fan.
Fake. Fuck you. Fuck you. How many times did you see Kingsman 1 in theaters?
90 times. Prove me wrong. Goodbye.